said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Giants are sticking with Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback for Sunday's game versus the Cowboys, according to Coach Brian Daboll. Wilson in the loss to the Commanders, 17 of 37 for 168 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Rookie Jackson Dart was the backup yesterday. While the Bears get set to play their first game under new head coach Ben Johnson, Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy set to make his NFL debut on Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern, ABC and ESPN. Couple of ways Minnesota can set up McCarthy for success, explains ESPN NFL analyst Mina Kimes.
I think Kevin O'Connell, who I believe is one of the best play callers in all of football, is going to lean heavily on the ground game. The Vikings invested in the interior of their offensive line and then play actioning off of that. I think there's going to be a heavy dose of play action. Look, he's going to learn the lesson that every Vikings quarterback has. Throw it to Justin Jefferson, throw it up to Justin Jefferson, and it usually works out.
McCarthy, fourth QB to make his first career start on Monday Night Football in Week 1. Per ESPN bet, the over-under for his passing yards tonight, 220 and a half.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Tuesday. The Packers and the Bills look great in Week 1, but did they do enough to take over the #1 spot in my power rankings? That's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Try that. And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Musa. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there, make it a good one. Tigers win, but it was sluggish. Braelin Moore dropped his debut as the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Peter Burns next hour. Jeff Duncan in hour number 3. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
Well, as the saying goes, a win is a win. But it was sloppy. And my goodness, was LSU's win over Louisiana Tech costly. And I'm not talking about the $1.6 million LSU paid the Texters to come on down from Ruston and take that L. Braelin Moore injured on the first play of the game. Trey'Dez Green, a knee injury in the second half. Over at LouisianaSports.net, we reported on Sunday. Both are expected to miss time. Moore with a high ankle sprain, Green with a sprained knee. Neither is expected to play this week, according to our reports. And quite honestly, if you're going to hold him out against Florida, there's no reason to play him against Southeastern. And so Ole Miss would be the target. Brian Kelly did, we'll just start there. Brian Kelly did update both of their statuses on Monday. First, Braelin Moore. Here's what Brian Kelly said.
MRIs, were positive. We didn't get the true sense that we have a high ankle sprain with Braelin. There was nothing that gave us that sense that when we looked at the MRI that, hey, this is a tightrope procedure and he's going to be out for, 4 weeks. He's going to be day to day. We'll get him out there tomorrow. We'll see how he feels. He felt better today. So I think we're going to list him as questionable, and that could change to probable as we go through the week. We'll see how he progresses.
And so Braelin Moore out with an ankle injury. Sounds a little more promising. I would be very surprised if Braelin Moore plays this weekend. I'll just say it that way. We'll take Brian Kelly at his word. I'll be surprised if he plays. And then the update on Trey'Dez Green.
Trey'Dez has a sprain. The good news is it's a sprained MCL. So as you know, those are injuries that you can come back from. And rather quickly. We'll see where he is. We'll list him as questionable and work our way through the week and see where he is at the end of the week.
It didn't look good, obviously, and thankfully it's not season ending, which is the report that we had on Sunday as well. So the Tigers will prepare for Florida, and we'll see what the status is for those two guys. The game itself, it's why I hate these games. There is little to gain, and there is so much to lose. In Florida's case, literally, you lost the game to South Florida. A few observations. I look at that game, and for me, so much of it is execution. And everything always falls back on coaching, because if you look and you say the players didn't execute and they weren't ready to play, well, why weren't they ready to play? Well, the coaches didn't get them ready to play. So ultimately, the puke always goes up the ladder. And yes, the coaches did not have this team ready to play. They deserve the blame. I look at this game, though, at just how close this was to LSU winning and winning comfortably and being the game we all thought it was going to be. Braelin Moore gets injured on the first play of the game. Do you realize after LSU converts on a third down, the fourth play of the game, there was an interception? If Garrett Nussmeier leads Barry and Brown, makes a throw that he could make in his sleep, on the fourth play of the game, LSU's up 7-0. Brown is open on a go right route down the left sideline. Nuss horribly underthrows it. He gets batted into the air and intercepted. So instead of 7-0 interception, all of a sudden, Tech has some life. On LSU's second possession, you drive you're moving the ball again, all the way down to the Louisiana Tech 31. What happens? Illegal formation. Then Xavier Thomas drops the ball over the middle of the field. Instead of having a ball in a goal-to-go situation or in the red zone, you set up for a 51-yard field goal, which Damian Ramos misses. The possession right before the half. You move the ball. You're nearing midfield. First down at the 43. Harlem Berry, false start. He moves into that offset position, leans forward. False start. Now you're back 5 yards. You're behind the sticks. They get a sack, and then you punt. Look at the fourth quarter red zone possession. You drive it down to you have 1st and 10 at the Tech 15-yard line. You go incomplete pass. Xavier Thomas loses 5, sack, then a 46-yard field goal. I mean, you're first down at their 15-yard line, and you go backwards. 10:26 to play in the ball game. You're up 20-0. You're trying to put the game away. First down, false start DJ Chester. You're behind the sticks. You go 3 and out and punt. Like, none of those things have anything to do with Louisiana Tech. None of the things I just mentioned. Nussmeier missing a wide open Barry and Brown, an illegal formation, a Xavier Thomas drop, a Harlem Berry false start. A DJ Chester false start. Like, none of those things have anything to do whatsoever with Louisiana Tech. It has everything to do with LSU not executing on Saturday. It was very disappointing. Clearly a letdown spot. I thought they would be immune to that because of the 1-0 thing, the veteran nature of this team. I thought they would go out there, be very solid, and just cruise to victory. It didn't happen that way. Now, the defense was outstanding. LSU forced 5 3-and-outs. They also had a 4-play drive and a 5-play drive. Defense was magnificent. When you look at Louisiana Tech's drive chart in that game, Tech's drive chart was punt, 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 end of half, punt, 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 touchdown, punt. And the touchdown came on a busted coverage from Javen Toviano and Jakeem Jackson when the starters were out of the game. The defense was awesome. And I also thought it was really cool to look at the Pro Football Focus grades and see the top 4 defensive grades, number 1 was Gabe Relaford, and then Mansour Delane, Ahmad Bro, and Don McKinley. 3 of the top 4 were sophomore defensive linemen. Relaford, Bro, McKinley. Homegrown dudes who are being pushed by the portal additions. Like, you went into the portal to get Relaford and Pyburn and Peyton and Jamari Butler and Bernard Gooden to push these guys, and they're the ones who continue to stand out, which I thought was cool. The other thing, too, when you look at those PFF grades and just sort of the way the whole game played out, I think what it really illustrates is just how much depth you have on the defensive line with no drop-off. When you can roll through that many players on the defensive line and continue to get them equal amounts of snaps and not see a drop-off, I think that is super important. For example, Relaford played 27 snaps. Bro, 20 snaps. McKinley, 23 snaps. Butler, 26 snaps. You getting a trend here? Patrick Peyton, 26 snaps. Buddy Mathis played 14 snaps, incidentally. And Brandon Brown had 10 snaps in the game as well. Another freshman got in there late in the game, but still got in. Bernard Gooden, 27 snaps. Jacobian Guillory, 15 snaps. You see my point? Is you've got a bunch of dudes that you can rotate in there freely without a significant drop-off. Now, we're having the opposite conversation at receiver where you're rotating 6 dudes in there and you're not getting as consistent a play, but that's something that they'll have to take a look at. The big question I know everyone has, and maybe I'm burying the lead by not starting with this, is the running game. LSU ran 34 times for 128 yards for an average of 3.8. Now, the sack-adjusted rushing total, I mean, if you take out, again, because college football is stupid and they count sack yardage as your rushing total, which is dumb. But if you take out the sacks and just look at rushing, LSU ran for 155 yards, 5 yards per carry. That looks a lot better than 34 for 128. It does. 5 yards per carry looks pretty good. And I know you're going to say, yeah, but you had the 2 long runs. And that's true. Harlan Berry had a 43-yarder. Xavier Thomas had a 48-yarder. But you don't get to take those out. Maybe you set those up with the way you were consistently running throughout. And something we talked about all throughout fall camp, if you were here for our fall camp reports, is how often we saw the LSU defense stuff, 60-yard run by Caden Durham. Stuff, sack, TFL, stuff, 65-yard pass to Berrien Brown. Like, this might just be an offense, be it passing game or running game, that is going to rely on the big play because they're capable of it with so many dynamic players. I absolutely think Braelin Moore's absence hurt the continuity, but I think everybody on that offensive line, including the tight ends, just have to be better. You know, some people have asked, is it possible that they're doing too much? Maybe. Like, I would lean way more heavily on Hester and Flynn and those guys to talk about that because that's what they know way better. Like, I can't sit here and break down, inside zone, outside zone counter. Like, I don't know any of that. What I know is Caden Durham is an awesome running back. And in this ball game, Caden Durham ran 13 times for 29 yards, and that sucks. I mean, he is a much more capable running back than that. They faced a 3-3-5 stack. It's something you don't often see. So again, go back to coaching. Maybe they didn't prepare this line well enough to be ready to see what they saw. And what I do know is when you're going against a 3-3-5, a lot of times those 2 safeties are close enough to the line of scrimmage that it actually looks like you got 8 in the box, so you don't have numbers. It's hard to run against 8 in the box when you got 5. Leave a tight end. Well, you got 6. You still don't have numbers. Leave 2 tight ends. We got 7 against 8. You still don't have numbers. It's hard to do. Clearly, they were not prepared to do this week against Louisiana Tech, and hopefully that changes with Florida coming in this weekend because it's a massive game against a team that you better believe is going to be ticked off after what happened. I will say one more thing about the running game. You did have a goal-to-go situation where you ran the ball 3 times and scored. You gave it to Caden Durham 1, 2, 3, and he got in the end zone. In the fourth quarter, you had a similar situation. You ran it 3 times and you got stopped. Well, that was Harlan Berry and Caleb Jackson. If you're in that situation Saturday against Florida, Caden Durham's getting the ball. And I would lean more on the result you got with your starting running back in than with your backups. And you scored with the starting running back in that same situation. You ended up kicking a short field goal with the backups in. If you're in a tight ball game, Do you trust Caden Durham to get those yards? I would say yes. So just something to see just something to consider as LSU moves to and through the season. But look, they were 5 for 5 in the red zone. They scored on every red zone possession. But you got to convert touchdowns and not field goals. LSU wins 23-7. It was not pretty. I did not love seeing Whit Weeks and his 2 beautiful ACLs on the field with 4 minutes to go against Louisiana Tech. No, I did not want to see that. I wanted to see all of the starters out of the game midway through the third quarter, but it's not how it transpired. So you win the game. It was costly. We'll get updates on Moore and Green as the week goes throughout. As of now, I would not expect them to play against Florida. Maybe they miraculously recover and are able to get out there, which would be awesome. I would not expect it, but I also think LSU is a much better team than Florida, and they got to go win, but they'll have to play much better than they did against Louisiana Tech. All right, it's after further review. Our show open every day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR and the official beer of the Tigers. First tailgate weekend this past weekend. So many of you I know had your officially licensed LSU Bud Light cans and aluminum bottles. The white can, an ode, a hat tip to LSU's tradition, wearing the white jerseys at home, which you know I love. So make sure at all your great local retailers, you grab plenty of ice-cold Bud Light to have at your tailgate, your home gate, your game watch party, or if you're out watching at a sports bar or restaurant, wherever you may be, make sure you tell the bartender they got plenty of delicious, ice-cold, refreshing Bud Light, the official beer of the Tigers. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Monday shows are brought to you by Relief Windows. We'll knock out a quick break, come back. Braelin Moore. We missed it in the open. I know you had multiple things playing. Dropped his opener, but I do have some thoughts on the Saints' season opening loss to Arizona. What about? I think about as expected. But we'll dive into that as we continue here on AFR.
After further review.
Y'all, the Baton Rouge home market the real estate market is really starting to heat up, especially with reports of interest rates continuing to tick down. It's only going to keep driving that market up, 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 up. If you're thinking of selling your home, it's time to position yourself now before the market gets saturated. You want to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Speaking of agent225.com, that's the newly redesigned agent225.com, where if you're thinking about selling your home, but you're wondering how much your home is worth, you can get that answer in about 30 seconds. As quick as it takes you to type in your address, you can have that answer. Go to agent225.com, agent225.com, hit the home value tab, type in your address, boom. Literally in less than 30 seconds, you'll have your home's value. It's agent225.com for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The First time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient. And you will have your pool in no time.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
So this is it, 4th down, 4 seconds, final play of the game. Rattler throwing to the end zone, looking for Olave, incomplete, no flags, and that's the way it's gonna end. 20-13. Olave on the far side just didn't have enough room to make the catch.
Made a couple stops towards the end, big field goal block, put ourselves in position to have a chance to tie the game right at the end. And ultimately, the story for us and the lesson for us is you can't beat yourself. 13 penalties, a lot of mistakes in there that we just got to clean up and put ourselves in a much better position to be successful. And so we got a lot of work to do. That's the beauty of this thing. There's a lot of work coming forward to us, and we'll move the page and get ready for San Francisco here shortly.
Kellen Moore, after he dropped his debut as the Saints head coach, 20-13, the Cardinals win it. I wonder what the convo would be like today had Juwan Johnson caught that third down ball at the end of the game. We also don't know what they would have done. Might Moore have kicked the PAT and gone to overtime? Would he have gone for 2 in the win? That's whatever the case may be, that certainly would have led and driven today's conversation. But one of the things that I'm fond of saying is winning masks deficiencies and losing magnifies them. When you win, you're more likely to ignore the things that went wrong and you want to praise the things that went well. When you lose, it's the antithesis of that. I told you all throughout the offseason. I am not going to sit here on Mondays, and scream about results, wins and losses. You're not going to see red-faced rants. I'm not doing that this year. I'm not. I promise. Because I have no expectation of this team of being any good. You have quite literally invested the least amount of your salary cap of all 32 teams in the NFL in the most important position in organized team sports. There's no team in the NFL that has invested less percentage of their salary cap in quarterback than the New Orleans Saints. You do not have a quarterback on the roster that's won a game, ever. So how can we possibly have some realistic expectation of this team doing anything of significance? I don't. So I'm not going to yell about it. They're in a big-time rebuild, reboot, call it whatever you want, of the franchise, of the roster. What I am wanting to see throughout the course of this year is progress with your young players to see if you have cornerstone talent upon which you can build for the future. That's what I want to see. And there was some of that, which I'll get to. What I am interested in is the process of how these games play out and what's developing. And I will criticize things that warrant criticism. For example, you were flagged 16 times in this ball game. You just heard Kellen Moore say 13 penalties. That was 13 accepted penalties. You were flagged 16 times in this game. This is the National Football League. You had an illegal formation on a field goal in the fourth quarter when you had 5 men in the backfield. That is the type of thing I would expect when I go watch a 7th grade CSAL football game. That you don't know how many people need to be on the line of scrimmage. Like, not in the National Football League in the fourth quarter of a Week 1 game. That's inexcusable. Those are the types of things that cannot be tolerated. Cesar Ruiz was flagged 3 times. Former first-round pick, who is objectively one of the worst starters in the NFL at his position. He is a starter. He is objectively one of the worst starters at his position in the NFL. We have a large enough sample size now to know that. Those are the types of things that can happen. The timeout situation at the end of the first half. Maybe Matt Flynn joked about it on Twitter with me. Maybe he didn't. Matt said maybe Kellen Moore didn't realize he actually had the autonomy to call him. Maybe forgot. But at the end of the first half, that is an inexcusable situation. For those who weren't watching the game, Arizona can with the clock is stopped with 1:57 inside of the 2-minute warning. They run a play to convert a first down with 1:52 remaining in the first half. So they have a goal-to-go situation in 1:52. The Saints have all 3 timeouts. They could have burned one right there. You say, oh, well, you're not going to burn it on first down. Well, remember, it's a goal-to-go situation. You're not thinking of, oh, you want to wait until second down so you could burn it second, third, and then fourth, or have one for the remainder. You burn it right there. Absolutely, because they could score on the next play or 2 plays. And it's exactly what happened. But instead, the Saints didn't use their timeouts. It runs all the way inside of 30 seconds, and the Saints end up taking a knee and running out to run out the clock in the remainder of the first half. Had the Saints used their timeouts there, they could have had a possession at the end of the first half. Who knows? We saw Spencer Rattler very effectively operate a 2-minute offense at the end of the game. Maybe you get a field goal before the end of the half. By the way, that Groupies shanked 37-yarder, all else equal, at the end of the game, you're not needing a touchdown. A field goal would have won you the game. And one argument I've heard to the contrary is, well, maybe he just doesn't trust his quarterback. Then he does not need to be playing. Spencer Rattler is still a professional quarterback being paid in the regular season of a National Football League game. You cannot give away possessions. Did you watch Buffalo and Baltimore on Sunday Night Football? I understand that's Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. But every possession in the National Football League, where the average margin of victory in this league is somewhere around 3 or 4 points, every possession matters. You can't just, Kellen Moore doesn't need me to preach this to him. He's the head coach of the team. But you can't just say, well, we're not going to use our timeouts. We're not going to have this opportunity to have a possession right now. That's inexplicable. After the game, this is what Kellen Moore said about not using the timeouts.
Yeah, we're close. We talked through it. Getting the ball at the end, the start of the third quarter, they still had all 3 timeouts in their pocket, and so we felt like we'd let it play out and then see on our possession, see if something popped there. And if something popped, we'd keep it alive and put ourselves in position. But definitely something that we talked about.
Unacceptable. That's unacceptable. It is unacceptable to just go to the half sitting on all 3 of those timeouts and giving away an opportunity for possession. By the way, the reason every team defers, except for LSU with Brian Kelly, who loves to receive. Now, in fairness, this year, both times they've received, but the other team won the toss and deferred because that's what you do, because you want the opportunity to go back-to-back at the end of the first half and have the extra possession in the second half. And lo and behold, look at what happened. The Saints had the opportunity to go back-to-back at the end of the first half, start of the second, and they had the extra possession in the second half, which damn near gave them the opportunity to win the game. So it's why you do it. But you spat in the face of that opportunity. That's unacceptable. A couple of things, though, that there were good things. Look, the 10-play touchdown drive in the first half was fantastic. You did not face a third down on that 10-play touchdown drive. Now, Spencer Rattler threw an interception that was wiped out because of an illegal contact away from the ball. Sometimes you get lucky. That was one of those where he threw a bad ball that was intercepted. He got lucky, got another shot, led a touchdown drive. I thought Alvin Kamara's touchdown run on that drive was outstanding. He looked like vintage Alvin Kamara. There were things where you responded well in the face of adversity. Right at the start of the third quarter, Benson rips off the 52-yarder, and the defense stiffened and held him to a field goal. By the way, Isaac Yiadom, you have got to get Benson on the ground or out of bounds. It is unacceptable that you let him rip off a 52-yarder when you've got him pinned on the sideline. That goes to the conversation we're having. Like, do you believe Isaac Yiadom is an NFL starting caliber cornerback? Probably not, which is why you're not going to win a lot of games when you got dudes like that running out there. And listen, hat tip to the Cardinals. Listen, we talked about McBride last week. He's probably the best tight end that not enough people talk about. He was an 1,100-yard receiver a season ago at tight end. On that drive in the first half, the drive that finished with Marvin Harrison Jr.'s touchdown, they converted a 3rd and 10 and a 3rd and 12 on passes to McBride. He's fantastic. Hat tip. Like, he's going to be a problem for a lot of teams. But there was other good. Cam Jordan, increased workload with no Chase Young, 1.5 sacks on the day. one of the highest graded defenders on Pro Football Focus. How about Brian Brzez's block field goal? That block gave you look, that would have been a 2-score game. Game would have been over. The block gave you the opportunity to put together the late drive to go and potentially tie it. Arizona, after the defense got the stop, the Saints defense got the stop on Arizona's first possession, Arizona scored on 4 straight possessions after that. Finally, in that third quarter, the defense started to get off the field, which when you're down 20-10, you're down 2 scores, like you can only get back in the game if your defense starts getting stops and giving the ball back to the offense without the lead growing. Makes sense. #math. Your defense started to get off the field. But the flip side of it there was not great. Like Kai Kroger had a beautiful punt that he angled out at the 6-yard line. Awesome. You've got him pinned deep. There was a holding at the 1-yard line. Looked like you might get a safety. They ruled it at the 1-yard line. In the end, you let him off the hook. They ended up converting 2 first downs, 9 plays, 35 yards. They flipped the field on you when you were trying to make a comeback when you had him pinned deep. We talked about Juwan Johnson not coming down with that ball on the 3rd down play at the end of the game. At some point, listen, Spencer Rattler, like the receivers have to make plays to help him out. I mean, he's not Lamar Jackson. He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not a quality starting quarterback in the NFL yet, if he ever will be. But sometimes guys have to make plays for him. Chris Olave had a drop. Juwan Johnson, make that contested catch. Vele on the sideline when they drew the PI. Yeah, they got the PI. Make the catch. Make a contested catch. Just something that these receivers did not help their quarterback with. Very disappointing to see Taliesin Fuaga leave the game with injury. See what the update is there. The flip side of it is I thought Kelvin Banks was great. Rookie, left tackle, 1st-round pick, 9th overall, making his first career start, and you go an entire game without calling his name? Yeah, pretty good. Go be quiet over there at left tackle so no one ever talks about you. That's what you love to see. A quick thought on Rattler and his debut. He didn't cost you the game, but I think it's pretty clear he's not capable of winning you the game. 2-minute drive was great. He didn't put the ball in harm's way. Pro Football Focus charted 2 turnover-worthy plays. That's a stat they do, like where it's whether it's a turnover or not, it's a play that deems it could be turnover-worthy. He only had 2 of those. For a young guy, I can live with that. Protect the football, give yourself an opportunity. They only charted 1 drop. Pro Football Focus did, and they offer what they call an adjusted completion percentage, so that adjusts for throwaways and drops. Spencer Rattler's his completion percentage in the game was not good. Spencer Rattler he completed. I'm sorry, thought I had it. He completed 58% of his passes. The adjusted completion rate from Pro Football Focus was 68.3%. So you take away the drops and the throwaways, they say he actually completed 68% of his passes. So, okay, that's manageable. He was also pressured. Pro Football Focus charted 14 pressures for a rookie quarterback. Well, excuse me, a second-year quarterback. First time as a full-time starter. That's a lot of pressure for him to deal with in that situation. Line's got to be better. We'll see if they will be as they move throughout. But all things considered, the defense played well. You were in a position to try to tie or win the game at the end of the game. In the end, you ended up losing. I think this is going to be a pretty familiar blueprint of games we see throughout the season for these New Orleans Saints. You just don't have the quarterback capable of putting you in advantageous situations throughout to go win the game, and you have a lot of B and C players that are starting for you right now. The key is I want to see Kelvin Banks be really good. I want to see Kool-Aid McKinstry prove he can be a number 1 cornerback in the NFL. I want to see these receivers start to make some contested catches. Those are the types of things. I want to see Kendre Miller continue to run hard the way he did on Sunday against the Cardinals. Those are the types of things I want to see from this team throughout the year, regardless of what the final score says. Now, that ain't going to be that way forever. Like, when you get to next year and you start to see more expectation, like, you're going to have to start winning these games. But for now, are you seeing building blocks? And there were a few of those on Sunday, despite the loss. And someone please let Ellen Moore know that the timeouts are there for him to use.
Ellen Moore.
Can we send him a cookie bouquet, Muse? Can we get a cookie bouquet sent to Airline Drive in Metairie, Ellen Moore, care of the New Orleans Saints, from After Further Review, where it says, Dear Ellen, congrats on your debut. Remember, you can use timeouts. Can we do that?
A cookie bouquet is what we want? Edible arrangement, something like that?
Yeah. Cookie bouquet. Let's do that. All right, it's After Further Review. Tomorrow, Supper Club's closed today, y'all. Tomorrow is Dine with 9, the event I've been telling you about. Joe Burrow Foundation, 9% of all of the proceeds from Supper Club, 9% of all sales, Tuesday, September the 9th, 9/9, at Supper Club, going to the Joe Burrow Foundation. So if you've never been to Supper Club, you want to try it out, here's a great opportunity. If you've been and been looking for an excuse to go back, here's a great opportunity on Tuesday. Maybe just plan with your coworkers after work to pop into Supper Club, have a glass of wine, a cocktail, a great whiskey drink at the bar, maybe some apps, whatever, or have your whole meal there. Great opportunity. Tuesday, Dine with 9 at Supper Club. 9% of all the sales going to benefit the Joe Burrow Foundation. Tomorrow, 9/9, September 9th, at Supper Club. You can get your reservation at supperclubbtr.com, supperclubbtr.com. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Quick break. We'll go around the SEC. Muse, Paulie, and I have to get to what we learned from the football weekend. Peter Burns in 25 minutes. Ton to do as we unpack a busy football weekend. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hey, if you're a business owner and you're struggling to find the right people to help with your productivity, you need Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com, glowresources.com, glowresources.com. Been telling you about Glow Resources for years now, and I'm thrilled to sing their praises because Glow Resources is a local company that has built a national book of business, but maintained their headquarters right here in Baton Rouge. Home base is still Baton Rouge, New Orleans. Now, I know, I see our metrics, how many of you listen or watch in Houston and Dallas and Atlanta and all over. And Glow Resources services all those places. They got offices in Miami and Orlando and Houston and all over. And they can help your business no matter where you are and no matter where you need employees, wherever the job may be. And if it's skilled blue collar or C-level management, anything, they can help you. But start by visiting them online at glowresources.com, glowresources.com. Complete employer solutions, glowresources.com.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Nussmeier, who gets the football out of the shotgun, looks right, looks back left. Now center of the field throws, and this time right on the S and LSU touchdown, Fighting Tigers. He finds Nick Anderson.
Cool to see Nick Anderson get his first touchdown as a Tiger. Interestingly, 3 catches all within the first 2 drives, and then was not involved the rest of the way. It's going to be interesting watching this offense because there are so many weapons and so many options that I almost feel like they're doing too much to try to get so many guys involved. And eventually, and maybe this is the time of the year to do it, when you have non-conference games, things like that, but eventually it feels like you're going to have to pare down those rotations and identify, look, kind of like they did against Clemson. I mean, nine different players caught a pass, but that was your running backs. When you talk about the receivers, it was a heavy dose of Aaron Anderson and Bauer Sharp in that game. Now, in this game, Berrien Brown had 9, Aaron Anderson had 9, and that may be how it starts to transpire. But cool to see Nick Anderson get out there and show what he was capable of, man, because he was had a couple of impressive catches and got open for that touchdown there at the start of the game. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on this Monday edition of AFR, presented by Relief Windows. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah, they do shutters as well. It's Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Busy weekend around the conference. We do it every day about this time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Texas Longhorns.
Steve Sarkisian shutting down rumors about an Arch Manning injury. Some of those rumors started circulating Saturday after he was wincing, throwing the ball on the sideline. Sarkisian said, quote, he doesn't have any when asked what his injury was. Texas beat San Jose State 38-7 over the weekend. Manning threw for 292 and 4 touchdowns.
The Florida Gators.
Couple of notes here from Gainesville. Florida edge L.J. McCrary is going to undergo foot surgery. He is going to be done for the season. Former 5-star prospect. He was injured in the second half of the game, the loss to South Florida this past weekend. So that's significant loss defensively for Florida. Billy Napier, meanwhile, says he will remain the play caller, has not considered giving up play calling duties. Florida manages 355 yards of offense. They were actually outgained by South Florida on Saturday.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Alabama had a number of starters out with injuries for the win against ULM. Ryan Williams out with concussion. Tim Keenan with that lower body injury. Jam Miller still out with the collarbone issue. Jamarian Latham, a lower body injury. Kalen DeBoer was asked about their status Monday. Said those guys are day-to-day before the home game against Wisconsin this weekend. DeBoer specifically mentioned Miller, said they're optimistic he could be available for his season debut against the Badgers.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Mark Stoops gave an injury update on Zach Calzada. Left the loss. Actually, both quarterbacks were injured in the Kentucky-Ole Miss game on Saturday. But Calzada, Stoops said he's unsure where things stand with Calzada. They will not practice on Monday. If he can't go, Cutter Boley will play against Eastern Michigan.
The Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Jeff Lebby coming off a huge win, dramatic win, against number 12 Arizona State. But gave a couple of injury updates on defensive lineman Will Whiston, offensive lineman Blake Steen. Paulie, did that hit you in the head? Okay, so I saw it bounce. I know where it went. Sorry. Whitson exited the game against Arizona State in the second quarter. Steen was unable to dress for the game against Arizona State. Jeff Lebby, giving the update, said both are done for the season with those injuries.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
2026 tight end Caden Ramsey has committed to South Carolina. Georgia Tech, Syracuse, Virginia Tech were the other finalists. 6'5", 203, the 28th best player in South Carolina, the 30th best tight end in the country. He's picked the Gamecocks.
The Ole Miss Rebels.
And Ole Miss and Pitt have finalized a home-and-home series. First game will be next season, 2026, in Oxford. And then Ole Miss will make the return trip in 2027 to Pitt. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you aboard with us here. Always love telling you about our friends at Our Lady of the Lake, championship health partner of LSU Athletics. If you want to learn more, olrmc.com/LSU is the website. olrmc.com/LSU. When you think of it this way, you know, the unfortunate situation where Braelin Moore is injured, Trey'Dez Green is injured, and the physicians that run out on the field, those are Our Lady of the Lake physicians. They're the championship health partners that take care of the LSU athletes, the champions on the field, but also the LSU student body with the contract with the Student Health Center. And everyday champions like you and me. I've told you my personal physician, my primary care physician is Dr. Curtis Chastain with the Our Lady of the Lake Men's Health Group. We take Drew, see several specialists at the Our Lady of the Lake Children's Hospital, the state-of-the-art standalone children's hospital in Baton Rouge. Bottom line is, whether it's your primary care, if it's heart health, if it's stroke, if it's cancer, whatever, pediatrics, whatever it may be, you can trust the championship health partners of LSU. That's Our Lady of the Lake. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, together, we roar. Okay, we're putting a button here on hour number one when we come back. Every Thursday throughout football season, Muse, Paulie, and I give you 3 things that we're watching during the football weekend. When we come back on Monday, we recap them. So we'll do what we learned when we return to wrap up hour number 1 next.
AFR.
Great time of year, y'all. A little nip in the air. Low mid 60s this morning when we woke up. Fall is coming. Great time to get by Clegg's Nursery. It is time to begin the decorating. I got a note from Miss Teresa over at Clegg's earlier today. She said, Matt, tell Erica the pumpkins will be here later this week. Let the decorating begin. Y'all, I love the fall decor. Pumpkins, hay bales, scarecrows, squash, gourds, all the things that you use to decorate during this time of year. During fall, it's all there now, getting there now at Clegg's. Time to plant your fall garden. Fall is the time to plant your fruit trees as well. A little early for plant trees and shrubs, maybe like the middle end of next month. But those fruit trees, it's time to get by Clegg's Nursery. Buckbusters, Mow Bucks, deer corn, rice bran, all that stuff. They got it. Buy local, shop local. Clegg's Nursery.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. It's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
I seen him slap D-Hop, but I wasn't really. He slapped me, and he's saying he's talking. So I just forgot where I was for a little bit, But you gotta think in those situations. You got security out there, let security handle it. But I just let my emotion get the best of me. But hopefully it don't happen again. I learned from that.
That was Lamar Jackson after the incident at the end of the Sunday Night Football game. Amazing game with the Bills and the Ravens. There's actually odds out right now as to whether or not Lamar Jackson will get fined or suspended for shoving the fan. He's minus 300 to get fined. The fine amount over under is $25,000. What do you think? What do we think? Fine? Yes.
Yeah, he'll get fined. I'll say it's going to be under that, though, just because of the circumstances.
You'll go under.
I'll
okay.
take the under.
The Jalen Carter fine amount, by the way, for spitting on Dak Prescott, over under is $35,000.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go under on that one as well.
And there's also odds if the Bills fan will be banned from the stadium.
He will not.
Yes is minus 200. No is plus 150.
I'll take the plus money there. It's Bills Mafia, dude. They want that guy in there. You kidding me?
Maybe they publicly say he's banned, but they're privately like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, look, if he's not allowed back in the Bills stadium, Philly will take him.
We're so offended by the actions of this fan. They're like, meanwhile, they're like dapping him up.
Yeah, exactly. The wink, just so offended.
We are. It's the whole. We are so displeased. We have no idea why our fans are behaving this way with the head nod. All right, let's get to what we learned.
We watched. Now, let's review.
Well, Muse, normally I'd let you start, but since one of Paulie's was the game we just referenced, let's let him go first.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, so my game to watch was Ravens-Bills. And to be honest with you, I missed all the excitement because it was Opal's bedtime.
Oh, no!
I missed the entire thing.
Wait, hold on. It was not Opal's bedtime. The game ended, I was watching it. It was almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah, it was late.
Opal was long asleep by then.
Yeah.
Let's just acknowledge it was your bedtime.
I also fell asleep on the floor while getting her to bed.
Okay, that's more like it.
So yeah,
Old man Paul going to sleep at 8 o'clock in the evening.
Yeah.
Great. Paul, you missed a hell of a game.
I did.
Paulie's what to watch. He did not watch.
He didn't see it.
I saw the highlights. I walked back in my room. They were kicking the game-winning field goal.
That was an amazing game. Incredible.
So yeah, the Bills were down 16 points, 4 minutes to go. Derrick Henry had a monster touchdown.
They were down 15 and one moment. They were down 15 and scored 16 in the last 4 minutes. I watched it.
What Matt said.
Yeah, I watched it. Hey, let's go. We're short on time. Hit the thingy. Go.
I was watching the Lions offense versus the Packers without Ben Johnson for the first time, and
Paul fell asleep on his what to watch.
1 out of 4 in the red zone. Not good for the Lions. The 46 rushing yards might be more concerning, but let's give Green Bay some credit. That's a really, really good defense. To be determined on the Lions offense.
Friday was Chiefs-Chargers. Told you someone had to not be a coward and pick the Chargers to win that division.
You did say that, yeah.
But I picked the Chiefs.
And then,
then I picked the Chiefs. I did. But the Chargers kicked the crap out of the Chiefs. They're coming, man. I'm telling you.
I just continue to be very impressed with Iowa State. That was a really nice win for them on Iowa. I mean, Phil Steele told us about it's the second week after the Ireland trip. They didn't really look phased. It hit the under as always. Just Iowa State, man. I'm impressed. Really impressed.
I was watching Aaron Rodgers' debut for the Steelers. He took it to his old team, the New York Jets. He threw for 244 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 in the last 50 seconds. Rodgers was asked after the game if this win was a little more satisfying. He said, quote, "I was happy to beat everyone associated with the Jets."
So, yes.
Michigan, Oklahoma. Bryce Underwood looked like a guy making his first career start on the road as a true freshman. And John Mateer looks like he may actually be really good. For my questions about which of these quarterbacks everyone's hyping might actually be good, the answer could be John Mateer.
It's going to be a really long year for Cam Ward, as expected. That was not a great debut. Less than 50%, just over 100 yards. Didn't throw a touchdown, although he didn't throw an interception either, but he was sacked 6 times. He's going to be black and blue.
My last one was actually tonight's game. I was watching J.J. McCarthy's debut for the Vikings. He obviously missed last year with his torn meniscus, so can he and the Vikings continue their hot streak from last year?
And 7 head coaching debuts in the NFL. Mike Vrabel lost. Ellen Moore lost. Aaron Glenn lost. Schottenheimer lost. Liam Cohen and Pete Carroll won. Now, Pete Carroll beat Vrabel, and the other is Ben Johnson, who plays tonight in the game Paulie just mentioned with the Bears, hosting the Vikings on Monday Night Football, 7:15 Central Time on ABC ESPN from Soldier Field in Chi-Town. All right, y'all. Monday edition of AFR presented by Relief Windows. We'll knock out a quick break. Sports Center's coming up. We'll get you caught up on national headlines. Peter Burns of the SEC Network will join us, tell us what we should have been watching this weekend around the league. Don't you move.
AFR.
Rouse's is helping you cover the spread all season long. Oh, yeah. We're talking about your tailgate, your home gate, your game watch, whatever it is. Whether you're watching your purple and gold Saturdays or your Houdat New Orleans Saints Sundays, get by Rouse's. They got everything you need. You need beer? Got it. Gigantic selection. Bourbon? Got it. Gigantic selection. Wine? Got it. Gigantic selection. I love their buy 4, save more as well at Rouse's. If you love wine, the more you buy, the more you save. So you can try a lot of different interesting wines if you're interested in that. Also, let me not get distracted. Remember, you want to buy some meat to throw on the grill? Rouse's. You want them to do it for you? Great. Party platters, game day trays, if it's cheese trays, fruit trays, sandwich trays, your meat pies, ribs, drumettes, they'll take care of all of it for you. It's at Rouse's, helping you cover the spread this football season. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
It's not just a game, it's a religion. You've got your team colors, team swag, and now your very own website. LouisianaSports.net. Everything LSU, Saints, and Pelicans. Sports on demand. In-depth coverage by sports writing pros with continuously updated news. And with the LouisianaSports.net newsletter, you get pinged directly with top trending stories. Best of all, now and always, no paywall. It's free. LouisianaSports.net. Powered by 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Your home for Louisiana sports.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. No change at quarterback for the Giants for Sunday's game against the Cowboys. Coach Brian Daboll told reporters Russell Wilson will remain the starter for Week 2. Wilson, 17 of 37 for 168 yards, 0 touchdowns or interceptions in the loss at Washington. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Brian Daboll should think about benching Russell Wilson for the rookie Jackson Dart. Listen, Russell Wilson didn't lose his game yesterday in Washington, but the one thing you could clearly see, this is a guy that just lacks any type of athletic ability. He's playing behind a shoddy offensive line.
Week 1 of the NFL season caps off with the Bears and Vikings on Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern, ABC and ESPN. Ben Johnson makes his Chicago head coaching debut. Minnesota quarterback J.J. McCarthy makes his NFL debut. Bengals starting right guard Lucas Patrick out at least a week with a calf injury. Dolphins starting right guard James Daniels and cornerback Storm Duck out at least a week, at least for Week 2 because of injuries. Philadelphia shortstop Trey Turner has a grade 1 hamstring strain, is expected back for the postseason.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Tuesday. The Packers and the Bills look great in Week 1, but did they do enough to take over the #1 spot in my power rankings? That's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings at 6, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
So. And Mr. Toby Tom play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Talk to Jeff Duncan next hour. If you missed it, Julian Blackmon, Saints safety, out for the season. Torn labrum. Unfortunate injury in Week 1 for the New Orleans Saints. We'll get some more Saints news here in about 15 minutes from right now. Every Monday during the college football season, we welcome aboard Peter Burns from the SEC Network. Hit it, Muse.
This week in the SEC with Peter Burns.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Let's separate the contenders from the pretenders.
Number 11 of the defense, throwing the LSU player's shoe 20 yards down the field.
With Peter Burns of the SEC Network, presented by Blue Delta Jeans.
Hey, Peter, man! How are you?
Hey, 299! Check out!
Check out 299! Check out this chick! For those who don't know, it's an Office Space reference. If you haven't seen it, see it. You'll get it. Okay.
The guy spitting on the USF player. Talk about he spit.
Hey, man. The pressing matter before we recap, everyone wants to know, do you and Doring have terms of the bet yet for this year?
That we have locked in. We have come to an agreement on the said bet, which will be actually debuted on Friday at 10 a.m. So the bet has been decided on. There was a lot of negotiations. Lawyers got involved. HR got involved, but we got it. We're in.
So we have the photo up right there for those who didn't see it a year ago with LSU's loss to Florida. Peter had to dress up as a Florida band member. In the past, we've seen Doring dress up as a clown. He had to wear, remember the LSU National Championship baseball bet. He had to fly to SEC Media Days, full LSU baseball uniform, which was awesome. I think he actually enjoyed that one. What are some others that Doring had to do amid that long losing streak?
One time it was Chris Doring because it was in the middle of Oktoberfest, so we had to dress up like the Oktoberfest guy.
Mm-hmm.
He had to dress up like Tiger King in 2020. I'm never going to financially recover from this. He had that, of course, the clown, which was BK's first year, which is great because BK had no idea he was going to be in full clown gear. And, we had him do a turkey one year. So I think it's, 5-1.
Yeah.
But I'm on the losing streak right now.
Well, it's not a streak. It's just one. What do they say? 1, 2 in a row, then 3 is a streak? Is that how it goes? So let's not get to a streak. Let's not get to 2-0. We'll talk about that game here in just a sec. Hey, I guess the more relevant question then is about this Florida team in South Florida. Peter, what the heck happened, man?
Well, South Florida was alive. We talked about that all week long. Like, if you watch South Florida in week one, they put a beat down on a fairly good Boise State team. That wasn't, they kind of won. They beat the hell out of them. And so, you knew that was going to be an interesting opponent. I don't think it was a look-ahead game. I think that if you go back and watch it, Florida just kept shooting themselves in the foot. And that's one thing, and trust me, nobody is a bigger fan than Chris Doring, my co-host. And I asked him, we had dinner last night, and we broke down film this morning. I'm like, what the hell happened? And he goes, man, it's just every time that you couldn't have a penalty, they had a penalty. Every time that they had a guy wide open, there'd be a drop, or Lagway would do it. It was just kind of a cavalcade of just all of this avalanche of mistakes. And all of a sudden, South Florida felt that they had an opportunity, and boom, all of a sudden, Billy Napier's in the same spot that he was last year. And Scott Strickland gave him another vote of confidence, just like he did last year after that Texas game.
It'll be fascinating to see how Florida might bounce back. On the other side of the spectrum is Mississippi State, man. There's the obvious part of getting a win over the number 12 team in the country and all that stuff and the dramatic nature that it happened, Peter. But if you try to go pull back 10,000-foot view, how significant is that win for that program?
It's significant inside the walls of that football facility. I had Jeff Levy on my show today, and man, you could just tell it was just the weight was off his shoulder that he finally got a good victory. And more importantly, kind of not unlike how it is in Baton Rouge right now, they did it because they actually played good defense when they needed to. Right, last year the defense was atrocious. And, that fan base has dealt with a lot after the passing of Mike Leach, and they hired Arnett. That was probably the right thing to do. But, he was kind of in a flux in the transfer portal over the last year or so, and that win was big. Now, listen, I don't think Arizona State's going to end up being a top 20 team at the end of the year. But the way you won it that way, Levy needed a victory like that. And I'll tell you, Blake Shapin's a dude. A lot of people don't remember. It was a horrific year last year because the defense was bad. But Blake Shapin went down in week 2, if I'm not mistaken. And so they're a different team when Shapin's 100% healthy.
People here remember that, of course, because Michael Van Buren ended up starting 8 games and now is at LSU. So people are pretty well aware. And Shapin's, of course, a Shreveport kid from Evangel up in North Louisiana. But you're right. That Levy offense, if it gets going, it'll be fascinating to see what may happen there. Peter, the other big one, which was the biggest one nationally, was Michigan-Oklahoma. We talked about this at media days, and I kind of had this feeling that people were hyping all these quarterbacks in the SEC. Arch, Lagway, Sellers, and I put Mateer in that list as well without having seen any of them actually do it. There's still major questions about all the other ones. Have we answered all the questions to the affirmative about John Mateer through 2 weeks?
I mean, so far, because I think that's a good defense. I don't think it's a great defense that Michigan has, unlike like the national championship year that they had when they were stealing signs. But that's a whole different story. But yeah, I mean, I think it's legit. And the tier is, I mean, you got to realize too, Matt, he did that with two brand new freshmen on the offensive line. I mean, they basically had a brand new offensive line for that game, playing a bunch of new dudes, and he still was able to make some plays with his leg, get out of the pocket, and throw the ball downfield. It was really impressive. And really, it kind of reminds you of the same blueprint that Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt and Clark Lee had last year, right? We're going to not only bring in our quarterback, we're going to bring in the coordinator as well. They did that for New Mexico State for Pavia, and now that's what basically Brent Venables did. He got Ben Arbuckle, the offensive coordinator for John Mateer, and says, all right, y'all are a package deal. Y'all come together. The defense was good. And the difference in that game was Mateer was 8 of 13 against the blitz. He made plays. Bryce Underwood on the road, the blitz. And that ultimately was the difference in that game.
You just hated to see it, right? Bryce Underwood struggling there on his first road start. It was devastating to see that happen.
I know I know you've talked about it, and I've been ad nauseum banging the drum with this. Bryce Underwood flipping still is the best thing. When we look back at LSU being a college football playoff team, okay, I don't know if they're a national championship team, but I know they're a college football playoff team. I think the catalyst of that, just like when Joe Burrow got knocked the F out against UCF, and it was this origin story, the origin story of LSU making the college football playoff was Bryce Underwood flipping, and everybody got, the fire underneath them, and they went on that spree, and that's the reason why this team is different this year, because Bryce went up there.
This audience has heard me talk about that plenty. In the short term, no doubt, this team is what they are. The catalyst was Underwood flipping. It remains to be seen if that's long term the best thing for this program. Look, PB, LSU hoists a trophy this year.
I think Bryce has a generational talent to him. Like, I know that's the term. I think he is that piece. But keep in mind as well too, right? Like, in this world, it used to be, hey, when somebody flipped last second and before the transfer portal, it was middle fingers to the world and I hate you and blah, blah, blah. Now I think fan bases are smart to understand, hey, if we missed out on this guy last second, there's a pretty good chance, there might be a chance that this five-star kid gets back into the transfer portal down the road. And if he looked at LSU once, maybe down the road there's a fit for him.
Yeah, great point. Last thing, I picked Vandy and Mizzou both to lose their non-conference games this week. And both won it. Mizzou-Kansas was a close game. Mizzou scored late to make it look better. Vandy blew the doors off Virginia Tech in the second half, which was incredible. Are they good? Are Vandy and Mizzou good?
They're live. I talked to Clark Lee in the offseason, and he came on the show this morning, and they just have a lot of depth, and they play really, really good disciplined football. And so they're not having to run Diego Pavia every single damn play like they did last year, so they can keep him a little fresher. And defensively, I think they're legit. Clark's got a good squad. I think Missouri's really good. And the conversations that I had with Blake Baker when I was down there for doing some stuff in Baton Rouge, I asked Blake, I was like, dude, his drink, I like him, but what's the deal? And he's like, this is a coaching SOB. And he goes, he doesn't look the part of a big college football coach. Hell, he came on the show this morning and declared himself the biggest dork of college football. But that guy can coach. And I'll make the point, an argument. This team offensively, even though they don't have Luther Burden or Theo Weiss or Brady Cook, they're actually better. Bo Prabula is a player, man. He's right there with Mateer as far as the biggest surprises so far this season.
Okay. I'm going to file that one away. I'm not going to be convinced that I'm there with you yet.
Don't ask me to come on your show if you're going to call me out on BS, man.
I'm not calling BS. I'm just going to file that one away. We're going to take your clip that you're all in on Prabula. We're going to clip that. We're just going to put it on the shelf. We're going to remember that it's there. And at some point during the year, we're going to bring it. We're going to dust it off the shelf. We're going to blow some of the dust off of it. And we're going to play that back. And we're going to confirm or disconfirm your feeling. Bo Prabula. Peter Burns. All right, PB.
I said,
No, sorry. No, good.
He's good. He's not the end of the world. And I'll be honest with you, we're going to blow off the dust on a lot of the DJ Lagway takes this weekend, and I can't freaking wait for it. I mean, BK was calling it out today, asking for the crowd to be there. That place is going to be lit. I land on Thursday, and I'm already drinking right now.
All right. The real question, are you going to be watching the game from the field with your SEC Network press pass, or are you going to be watching the game in the stands, drinking some cold beer?
1,000,000% chance not be wearing any SEC Network or ESPN gear when I'm down there for that game. Now, I can't wear purple because I go out there and I see, I can't. I'll be wearing some neutral colors, but there will be nothing that signifies that I am an employee. I will be there upon my own volition as a fan, and I'll put it that way.
Peter Burns with us, courtesy of the good people over at Blue Delta Jeans. Get to BlueDeltaJeans.com, BlueDeltaJeans.com. Best jeans you'll ever wear in the history of your life, BlueDeltaJeans.com. BB, you're the best, man. Safe travels. Always appreciate the time, and we'll look for you, if not this weekend, certainly next Monday.
Wait. See you, boys.
Later, dude. That's Peter Burns of the SEC Network. Oh, can't wait to see what the bet is with Doring. Shoes on the other foot, man. LSU won this game a couple times as a significant underdog. COVID year with the kick through the fog. Weren't they a 20-point dog in 21 as well whenever Ty Davis-Price ran for like 400 yards? Something like that.
They were definitely a 3-score dog. It might have been more than that.
Oh, it was a big dog.
It was bad.
That was the game where TDP ran. We ran
300 yards.
300, 315, whatever it was. On
the same play over and over again.
Just to keep run it again.
Until they can stop it.
Run it again. All right, it's after further review. Always appreciate Peter for the time. Jeff Duncan in 1 hour. When we come back, there was some disappointing news for the New Orleans Saints on top of the loss. They did lose a starter for the season. We'll talk about that next on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Listen, yes, they do ED treatments. That's part of what they do. They've got the oral medication, but they got a lot of different other treatments. Maybe you've tried the pills before, it hasn't worked. They've got other things that can help. It's only a part of what they do. At Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, the core of what they do is helping you feel better, helping you feel like your younger self. Remember what it was like to wake up in the morning, let your feet hit the ground, and you were bursting with energy, where you were motivated to get in the gym, where when you got in the gym, you could burn fat and build muscle, where you felt strong, where you had great libido and energy throughout the day? You could do that. Hormone replacement therapy could be the answer. So many different peptides that they offer, like NAD+. BPC 157 will help you heal from injuries you might be dealing with. It's been great results for me for my back. Learn more at yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Parish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here. We eat out here. We watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer. With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
I'm glad you're rolling along with us here. About 15 minutes, we got updated college football playoff and Heisman odds that we'll get to. Some movement for LSU after their win, sloppy, sluggish win over Louisiana Tech this past weekend in Tiger Stadium. Thanks to Peter Burns, who was just with us. Jeff Duncan will be here in about a little less than an hour from right now. So the Saints lose the opener of the Kellen Moore era, 20-13 to the Cardinals, but they have lost more than that. Kellen Moore at his Monday press conference with an injury update on safety Julian Blackmon.
The main one that came out of our game was Julian Blackmon. Unfortunate injury, shoulder, and so that'll probably it'll be a long one. It'll be a long one potentially for the full season, and so that's a tough one.
Deja vu all over again. A team that was injury prone, snake bitten, call it whatever you want, a year ago. They ended up playing with what felt like a practice squad preseason roster. You lose Julian Blackmon, one of your free agent acquisitions, a veteran safety, the first game of the season. And you might ask yourself, how important is Julian Blackmon anyway?
Matt, how important is Julian Blackmon anyway?
So you might ask yourself.
Oh, self. I guess I could have been done that. My name's Matt.
Yeah, you could have done that.
Yeah.
You might ask, you might say, Scone, how important is Julian Blackmon?
Scone, how important is Julian Blackmon?
I'm glad you asked, Muse. That's why I like you. You're always on top of things. Julian Blackmon had 7 tackles for the New Orleans Saints with a torn labrum. 1 pass defense in the game. And if you trust the folks over at Pro Football Focus, DeMario Davis had the highest grade among defenders, a 90.7. Friggin' ageless wonder, DeMario Davis, the man of God, incredible. A 90. You don't see 90s in Pro Football Focus. The second highest graded defender, you may ask, Scone, who was the second highest graded defender?
Scone, who was the second highest graded defender?
Thanks, Muse. Well, it was Julian Blackmon. He graded out an 83.9. With a torn labrum. Ellen Moore was asked about this. Like, when did they know he was hurt?
It really wasn't until after the game that it was recognized, and so really even after the game, like once Julian went home, and so bummer for him just because he's done such an amazing job of coming in here and putting himself in an awesome position to have a great season, and he played great on Sunday as well.
Look at pass coverage grades from Sunday. Highest grade in pass coverage was Carl Granderson. That's a problem. You might say, well, Scone, after noted lockdown defensive back Carl Granderson, who is the second highest graded in pass coverage for the New Orleans Saints.
Scone, after noted lockdown defensive back Carl Granderson, who is the second highest graded in pass coverage?
Glad you asked, Muse. Probably not going to surprise you. It was Julian Blackmon.
Yeah.
He allowed 2 receptions for 7 yards, a long of 4. I mean, 3 tackles, no missed tackles. It's a bummer because obviously Tyron retired, and you had a big shuffle in the secondary, we know, right? Like, Tyron retired. Jordan Howden has not emerged like you thought he would. You drafted Jonas Sanker out of Virginia. You signed Justin Reed, and he's been a starter for you there. But you brought in, and then Alontae Taylor last year. I think we all realize he's probably more of a nickel, strong safety than a boundary corner. It's just more where he's a more natural fit than playing boundary corner. You brought Isaac Yadam back. But you went and added these veteran players, and Julian Blackmon and Justin Reed, to be better at a position where you weren't very good a year ago. Now, Tyron led your team in tackles, but just because you lead the team in tackles doesn't necessarily mean you had a great season. Like, someone's got to make tackles. But this is a guy that performed very well for you on Sunday in a game where you did a good job of limiting Kyler Murray in the pass game, where they boast 2 really good receivers, certainly Marvin Harrison Jr., who looks like he might be one of the breakout stars of this NFL season, and then a guy in McBride who, by the end of the season, we could look at and say is the best pass-catching tight end in the NFL. Could we? That's a possibility at the end of the season. So Kellen Moore was asked on Monday, so Blackmon out likely for the season here with the torn labrum. What do they do at safety without him?
We'll definitely have to have those conversations, put ourselves in a position. We certainly feel like we have a number of guys. Early in this process, we've invested in a lot of those guys to get a ton of reps, and so we feel like we're not bringing someone in that isn't familiar with this thing. We got a number of guys who can go play that, and that's a conversation that we'll have to have tomorrow, just to narrow our focus and put someone in a position, or a combination of a couple guys, put them in position to be ready for Sunday.
You have 5 safeties on the roster. You have Blackmon and Reed, of course, Howden, Jonas Sanker, and Ugo Amadi. And Amadi is a special teamer who can give you backup depth at safety. So the question they have to ask is, do you feel like Jordan Howden or Jonas Sanker are ready to go be a starter? Or do you go look in free agency or to make a trade? Now, I'll be very clear about this. I am not in any way whatsoever going to be okay with the New Orleans Saints making a trade for a safety. This team is not going to be good. They're not going anywhere. Do not give up future assets to bring in a safety. Like, you do not go buy new furniture for a sinking ship. It doesn't make a lick of sense. So, no, you do not trade for a safety. If you want to go look at free agents, you can. By the way, Marcus Williams is currently unsigned. Not saying, just saying. Marcus Williams, Justin Simmons, Jordan Whitehead, Jordan Poyer, Marcus May. You've got some veteran, Von Bell. You've got some, again, dudes mostly who are past their prime, but might be a better option as a veteran player than running a rookie like Jonas Sanker out there. So we'll see what they elect to do. What you can afford to do, the good news for the Saints is they got plenty of cap space if they want to go sign a free agent. They can do that. And you can add a veteran. I will not be okay with trading, giving up a future asset to make this team better, because this team isn't going to be good. You can certainly go sign a veteran among the ones we just mentioned, or you try to see what you have in your young guys, which is the point that I've kind of made all throughout the offseason that I'm interested in. Now, I understand if you're Kellen Moore, you're out there trying to win football games, and I understand that. I'm not saying you tank, and I'm not suggesting they're going to. But I think you also have to face reality that this is you're looking with a longer-term view. And, I would like to know if Jonas Sanker is capable of being a starting NFL safety. So let's find out. This is not how you want to have to find out, but let's find out if he's capable of being that guy. The situation is unenviable, but it's what's presented to you. Live in the now with the opportunity to build for the future. A long-term view is what they have to be looking for right now in New Orleans. It's very unfortunate, man. Julian Blackmon, with a torn labrum, played the entire game and was awesome for New Orleans on Sunday, and after just one game, he's apparently done for the rest of the year. We'll see what the Saints do to try to supplement at that position. When they do, we'll certainly talk about it here. All right, it's after further review. We're brought to you by Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Hey, remember, especially for those of you who live in the coastal region or southwest Louisiana, shout out to all of our Lake Charles, southwest Louisiana audience. The Louisiana Department of Insurance has opened up for 4 more days through the 12th a window to apply for a fortified roof grant. These are $10,000 grants from the Louisiana Department of Insurance to fortify your roof. Again, for this, there will be 500 grants awarded, and you can enter at the Louisiana Department of Insurance website. If you want to learn more about about what a fortified roof is, you can go to our website, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. But listen, when you go apply, you choose your contractor among the certified fortified roofing contractors. Well, we at Parrish were the first certified, Louisiana-based certified fortified roofing company. So we'd love to help you out. When you choose your contractor, we'd love it if you choose Parrish Construction and Roofing. And by the way, even if it's not a fortified roof, no matter where you are in Louisiana, repairs, replacements, commercial, residential, we could do your gutters, we fabricate our own metal. We even do soft wash. You want to soft wash your roof, your whole house, we do it all. Parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing, parrishbuilt.com. All right, y'all, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here on this Monday edition. Halfway home already. Show's flying by. If you missed the open of the show, we led with my thoughts on the LSU Louisiana Tech game, followed by the Saints' loss in Kellen Moore's debut. If you miss any of that, you can catch it on demand, podcast, YouTube, whichever you'd prefer to listen or to watch. Just search AFR LSU or AFR Saints. You can get all of our content right there. All right, it's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. You still have Tigers and the Pros in about 15 minutes from right now. We'll let you hear more of what Brian Kelly had to say on his Monday press conference as LSU turns the page into Florida week. And Jeff Duncan, 45 minutes from right now, we'll talk some black and gold. We're glad you're hanging out with us here on a Monday edition of AFR. Stick around.
After further review.
Got issues with your AC? Call River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime, and where they have more than double the amount of 5-star Google reviews of the next closest competitor. I love reading these to you. Here's one from Alex who said, if you don't use River City's 1 Hour Air, you must not want your HVAC working right. These people are so knowledgeable, professional, and never rush you into a decision. They explain everything and allow you to make an informed decision. Another 5-star Google review, that one from Alex Barnes. And I know I mentioned this, but it's true. They're not going to force a service on you, especially something you don't need. They're going to explain a good, better, and best option and let you decide what's best for you, your family, and your budget. It's River City's 1 Hour Air. Look for the big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side, 752-0001, 752-0001, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief.
our clients come first.
At Luva, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you, our mobile banking.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
I can't predict, what happened with them versus this week. They were the better team. They didn't play to their standard. So they're going to play to their standard this week, and we know that. Playing Florida is always a big game on everybody's schedule. We'll just need to worry about ourselves and play to our standard.
Was Florida the better team against South Florida? I mean, if you look at, blue chip ratio and all that stuff, you could maybe make the case. But South Florida won that game 18-16, and they outgained the Gators 391 to 355. They outpassed them 263 to 222. The rushing was about equal. It was 133 to 128. Florida with a 5-yard edge there. First downs were even, 20 to 20. I mean, Florida committed 11 penalties. South Florida committed 9. Florida had the 1 turnover. South Florida didn't turn the ball over. But, so it's not like it was one of those fluke things where Florida committed 4 turnovers that led to 14 points and, it missed a field goal. It wasn't one of those things. They got beat. I just think Florida is in a rough way, man. It's so interesting too because Scott Strickland has planted his flag in the ground. He has drawn a line in the sand where he's firmly supporting Billy Napier, and it feels like the captain that's going to go down with the ship. And it's an interesting lesson learned because athletic directors that hire coaches are more likely to give that coach more rope, more leeway, because if you fire that coach, it's a reflection on you because you're the one that hired them. I mean, intellectually this makes sense, but people wonder why did they fire Billy Napier? Well, he's the one who hired him. You go to boosters and say, hey, we got to fire the coach, and this is the guy that I'm going to hire. We're going to fire Dan Mullen, pay all that buyout money, We're going to go hire Billy Napier. Cool. Here's all the money you need to fire Dan Mullen. Here's the money you need to hire Billy Napier. And it don't work. Now you're going to go back to those people and say, now I need money to fire this guy and hire the next one. They're going to go, wait, didn't we just do this 3 years ago? So that's why athletic directors give more rope to the guys they hire. But this feels like, the way they finished last year, they were supposed to carry that momentum into this year. And a loss like this is devastating. And when you look at the difference in the game a season ago, it was Florida's defensive line. And do you remember this? You might have tried to block it out of your mind. But a year ago, Florida had 7 sacks and 11 TFLs against LSU. I don't want to be too preliminary in breaking down this game yet. We got all week to do it. But that was the problem. LSU's offensive line could not block Florida's defensive front. Well, Shamar James is in the NFL. Caleb Banks has been injured. They lost another starter with a broken foot. And another knucklehead might be suspended after spitting on a dude from South Florida. The thing that was a heavy advantage for Florida in the game last year looks like a shell of that. Oh no, by the way, Jack Pyburn now is actually going to be playing on LSU's team when he was playing for Florida last year in this game. There's a reason LSU's a 9.5-point favorite. I don't know if the line has moved, but it opened 9.5. That feels like a big number. It is a big number, but there's a reason. LSU's defense looks awesome. Florida's offense does not. This game's in Baton Rouge at night, and I believe LSU, for as much as Florida just got a wake-up call with their loss to South Florida, I think LSU got their own wake-up call with the close call against Louisiana Tech. All right, it's after further review. Thanks for hanging out with us here. Brought to you by ARCO. New partner of ours here on the show, ARCO Power Systems. They're a Generac industrial power dealer, ARCCO, 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 ARCO.com. It's this simple. These are not residential generators. Okay, so we're not talking about for your house. That's not what this is. If you own a business or work at a business, think about what would happen to your business if you lose power. You lose power during a storm. You lose power on any given day. What happens to your business if you don't have power? We work at a radio station. We have a giant industrial generator in the back of this building because going off air is not an option. Is going offline an option for your business? Probably not. These are critical backup energy solutions for the industrial sector. Industrial sector and basically any business. They can install permanent generators at your place of business. They have rental options. And yes, they can service any industrial generator as well. It's ARCO Power Systems. Such an impressive business. They work as far west as San Antonio, east to Mobile, and they're about to open up an office in Little Rock, Houston, Dallas. All over the place. Such an impressive business. If your company needs backup generator power, you want ARCO Power Systems, ARCCO. Look them up online, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. All right, it's after further review. Glad you're hanging out with us here. For what it's worth, our friends over at DraftKings have updated the lines for the college football playoff and for the Heisman coming up after this week 2 in college football. The biggest risers for the CFP. Utah went from 100-1 to 50-1. South Florida went from 1,000-1 to 200-1. The biggest fall is, by the way, is to win the national championship, not just to make the playoff. Florida just plummeted 33-1 to 66-1. SMU down from 100-1 to 250-1. 64 teams fell off the board entirely. John Mateer is now the betting favorite for the Heisman, just nosing past Garrett Nussmeier after this weekend. To win the college football playoff, as it stands right now, Ohio State is the betting favorite to win the national championship. Their odds got shorter from 625 to 525. They got longer. They got shorter from plus 625 plus 525. Penn State, Georgia, Texas, and then LSU fifth. LSU plus 850 to win the national title coming after this weekend. Surprisingly, Oregon. Now, they went from 16-1 to 10-1, but still, Oregon, after the way they absolutely just whitewashed Oklahoma State. Surprised to see where they are. But anyway, if you want to place those futures bets, you can with our friends over at DraftKings. We'll keep an eye on those as we move throughout the season, but Garrett Nussmeier has a massive opportunity this week. I mean, this is going to be the primetime game on ABC. We just found out Sean McDonough, Greg McElroy, Molly McGrath will be on the call for those wondering. Massive opportunity, night game on ABC. The country will be watching LSU Florida at night, primetime on ABC. And if Garrett Nussmeier goes out and has a 300-yard passing day with 3 touchdowns and LSU wins going away against Florida, it's one of those things that could catapult him back into the forefront. John Mateer had the stage to himself this past weekend. The Oklahoma-Michigan game was the one everybody was watching. Mateer played very well. Oklahoma got the win. He moves up, right? Just like a week before, it was Nussmeier. Nussmeier had the stage. He played a flawless game against Clemson. LSU gets the win, and Nussmeier became the betting favorite. So you're going to see that movement all throughout the year, but this is a great opportunity for Nussmeier maybe to retake the lead there as the betting favorite for the Heisman if in fact Tigers can go get the win and Nuss can play well. All right, it's after further review, y'all. Let's knock out our final break of hour number 2. We'll come back. Muse will do Tigers and the pros. We'll let you hear more what Brian Kelly had to say at his Monday press conference. Jeff Duncan's here in 30 minutes from right now. We got our college football takeaways in hour number 3. Ton to do still, so don't you move. It's AFR presented by Relief Windows.
After further review.
Presented by Relief Windows. Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. By the way, hat tipped our friends over at Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. They have signed, sealed, delivered, and finalized their NIL deal with, can we call him the Tiger King? I don't know. Garrett Nussmeier, newest member of the G team. And if you've not seen the commercial they did yet, it's on social media. It's hilarious. They're standing there in front of like the white backdrop. It's Gordon and Garrett, and Gordon's teaching them how to do the get Gordon, get it done, the snap and the point. And he's giving them all the different cues about how not to put your hand in front of your face when you're snapping and point. It's very well done. You can check it out on all the social media with Gordon and Garrett. But number 13 for the Tigers, the newest member of the G team. Gordon, of course, the original Gordfather of NIL, adding Garrett Nussmeier as well. You've been injured, you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Family owned and community driven.
Service Chevrolet Cadillac, a legacy you can trust since 1972. Service Chevrolet Cadillac, our family serving your family.
For over 50 years.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Wrapping up hour number 1. Appreciate Brandon Holly, the whole gang over at Relief Windows. Windows door siding, they do shutters as well. They do it better than anyone. They're Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. So check them out. Schedule that consultation. Go see one of their associates right there on Airline Highway in Prairieville, Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. All right, we're wrapping up hour number 2. Let's see. Brian Kelly met with reporters for his press conference coming up right after the top of the hour. We'll dive a little deeper into what he had to say as they turn the page to Florida. But right now, Musso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, let's start with the Cincinnati Bengals. Matt's Super Bowl pick for the 17th year in a row. They got a win to open the season.
I mean, you cowards. Oh, I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Neither of us picked the Eagles.
I'll go with the Eagles against the Bills. I'll go with the Eagles against the Chiefs. Let's go with the Eagles and the Chiefs.
Please no. I tell you what.
I don't remember who you picked. Was that insignificant?
It wasn't pretty for the Bengals, but they got the win. Joe Burrow, 14 of 23 for $113 and a touchdown. He also ran the ball twice
MVP.
for 3 yards.
Lock it up.
Jamar Chase, 2 receptions for 26 yards.
MVP.
But
Lock
they won
it
the
up.
game
Offensive
because
player of the year.
Their defense, pretty darn good. How about that, at least in this game? Now,
how about that, Muse?
The Browns stink.
What did everybody say about the Bengals that they didn't have? What was the knock on them, Muse? What did you say last week?
I don't trust their defense.
Yeah.
Guess what? I still don't.
And guess what happened?
The Browns are
They
terrible.
went and did the seatbelt for 3 hours.
The seatbelt.
Seatbelt. Locked them down.
They locked up.
Even on a day where Joey B just decided to yawn his way through it a little bit. Seatbelt. You know what he was doing, Muse? He was tanking the game offensively just to prove the defense could do it.
Okay.
Seatbelt.
All right. Grant Delpit. Grant Delpit was at the sword. There's new ones. We got to keep them up to date.
That's
what I heard.
Just a seatbelt.
Yeah.
Okay. Just a seatbelt.
They got all kind of things that they do. Grant Delpit had 4 stops on the other side for the Cleveland Browns. Jaden Daniels did have a really good day offensively for the Washington Commanders against the terrible Giants team. 233 yards through the air for JD5, a touchdown. He also added 68 yards on the ground for himself, so over 300 yards of offense. He picked up right where he left off. Malik Neighbors on the other side, when he wasn't fighting with his head coach, he was catching 5 receptions for 71 yards in the ballgame. How about Kayshon Boutte?
How about him?
Do you see this?
He's back.
Leading receiver for the New England Patriots a day ago. 6 receptions, 103 yards, and a long of 24. That's awesome, man. I really hope he keeps that going throughout the rest of the year.
It's back.
And then Will Campbell.
You have him on your fantasy team?
I don't. I don't play fantasy.
Whatever. You too good for that?
No. I just don't do
Sounds
it.
like you're too good for it.
No.
I don't play fantasy.
No, much respect. A lot of people do. It's very popular.
play
Much respect
fantasy.
to those people. Will Campbell obviously gets his first start right in the NFL. Recovered a fumble in the game. So shout out to Will Campbell. We love that. Kayvon Chason for the Patriots defense. Patriots, man. A lot of LSU guys, like old times. 3 tackles, a half a sack, and he had an additional hit on the quarterback as well in that ball game. And a couple more to get to here.
Yeah, whenever,
Patrick Queen.
You're ready,
Sorry,
go ahead and get
I lost
to him,
it. I lost it.
Go ahead and get to him.
Patrick Queen, 8 tackles in
Not
the
a
ball
bit.
game, 5 of those solo for the Steelers.
How about Aaron?
They got the win. I mean, Fountain of Youth, or
Against the Jets.
was he just really angry that the Jets?
He wasn't bad last year. He wasn't the problem for the Jets last year.
Clearly.
He played every game and threw for 3,000
Yeah.
yards.
Yeah, I mean, that's solid. 4 tuds yesterday for Aaron Rodgers.
Jets.
And yeah, the Jets, man.
Aaron a year ago threw for 3,897 yards. He was just shy of 4,000 yards, 28 tuds, 11 interceptions. Like, he weren't the problem for the Jets last year.
Yeah.
He were not the problem.
This is a random aside.
He might not have been the answer, but he wasn't the problem.
Okay, but to be fair, we don't know who the hell is the answer for the New York Jets. They are absolutely atrocious. Like, they are the worst run organization in the league. Clearly, no, come on. Bro, they have to be.
Browns. Look at the quarterback list for the Browns.
I know.
Over the last 25 years.
But at least
the Browns.
The Browns can field a competent defense.
The answer is the
Jets are horrible.
The Jets had great defenses under Robert Saleh. Like,
they did have good defenses under Robert Saleh.
The Jets are not far down the list. But the answer is the Cleveland Browns.
The random aside I was going to get to with Aaron Rodgers, we have completely deviated from Tigers in the Pros. I hate when people call him A-Rod. He's not A-Rod.
No,
okay, there's one A-Rod. He played baseball. He was really darn good. Don't call him
What
that.
about A-Raj?
A-Raj, I'd take. A-Ron like you did. I think that's good. Or how about this? Aaron Rodgers. Just call the man his name. Not everybody has to have a nickname. That's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by Evermore. EVAMOR. Evermore.com. Evermore.com. Look at Muse bringing the hot takes today. If you're hot with takes like Muse, cool off with a delicious, refreshing Evermore. Picked up some Evermore yesterday. We were out of it at the house. Got a 4-pack of the 64-ounce bottles. Got a 12-pack of the 20-ounce bottles. They're in the fridge outside at my house. Refreshing and delicious. Send me your pics of your Evermore bottles. That's what I mean. EVAMOR, Evermore.com, Evermore.com. All right. SportsCenter's coming up. It's caught up on national headlines here. Come back. Is LSU ready to defend against the one thing that crushed them a year ago? Start to turn the page to Florida next. Stay far.
AFR.
Y'all, I know for a lot of y'all, like I know this for a fact, a lot of y'all right now getting ready for hunting season. Now, you know I don't hunt. I very much endorse your right to do so and very much enjoy eating the things that you shoot. But a lot of y'all love that, man. Y'all love to wake up before the sun even comes up, get out to your hunting property, get up in that deer stand, just wait for Bambi to come by. Boom! Then you're eating that deer for a year. Love that. But a lot of you also hate sharing a lease with someone else. You want your own spot. You know who can make that happen? First South Farm Credit. They've been helping Louisianians buy land for more than a century. FirstSouthLand.com. Your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. Remember that website. Go now to FirstSouthLand.com.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Huh. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Parrish Construction and Roofing.
This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parrishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs.
From your hometown, parrishbuilt.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
While Louisiana politics can seem like they're from another planet, Moon Griffon isn't afraid to bring politicians back down to earth. Listen to the Moon Griffon Show weekday mornings at 9 on Talk 107.3.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Mornings with Brian Haldane is the only live and local talk show in the capital city. Get the news from the newsmakers, along with traffic and weather updates throughout the morning. The conversation starts weekday mornings at 6 on Talk 107.3.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. The Giants are sticking with Russell Wilson as their starting quarterback for Sunday's game versus the Cowboys, according to Coach Brian Daboll. Wilson in the loss to the Commanders, 17 of 37, 168 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Rookie Jackson Dart was the backup yesterday. While the Bears get set to play their first game under new head coach Ben Johnson, Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy is set to make his NFL debut on Monday Night Football, 8:15 Eastern, ABC and ESPN. Couple of ways Minnesota can set up McCarthy for success, explains ESPN NFL analyst Mina Kimes.
I think Kevin O'Connell, who I believe is one of the best play callers in all of football, is going to lean heavily on the ground game. The Vikings invested in the interior of their offensive line, and then play actioning off of that. I think there's going to be a heavy dose of play action. Look, he's going to learn the lesson that every Vikings quarterback has. Throw it to Justin Jefferson, throw it up to Justin Jefferson, and it usually works out.
McCarthy, fourth QB to make his first career start on Monday Night Football in Week 1. Bengals starting right guard Lucas Patrick out at least 1 week with a calf injury. Philly shortstop Trey Turner has a grade 1 hamstring strain. He is expected back for the postseason.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive can help you protect your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, ATV, and RV, and more. And if something wasn't mentioned that you had in mind, find out if it can be covered at Progressive.com or 1-800-PROGRESSIVE, because it probably can be.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from downtown Baton Rouge.
Let's ride!
Hour 3 off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Relief Windows. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, man!
Hey, shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Yusuf. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Jeff Duncan here in about 15 minutes from right now. Brian Kelly met with reporters on Monday, as he does each Monday throughout the football season, for his weekly press conference. And it was interesting, as he noted, sort of a change in tone from post-game to now on Monday, when you've had time to let things breathe. Like, for context, the way Brian Kelly ended his press conference Saturday, he was asked about his level of frustration, which he clearly was. I mean, he said several times throughout the press conference, you could tell I'm not happy. None of us are happy with the way this game went. But he sort of acknowledged that this is a team with a high ceiling, which is why a performance like that shouldn't be accepted.
Of course. I mean, if I didn't think we had the players, I'd be in here giving you the Coach Kelly spin. I'd give you everything that I could come up with about how great we are. We got better players on this roster, and we got to coach them better, and they got to execute too. I mean, this is all in on everybody. This isn't just, our coaches stink or our players stink. This is everybody collectively did not live up to the standard that we have set here. And you can only do that when you believe that you have more, and we have more. And that didn't show up tonight, and that's disappointing. Now, I need to get over it. I need to get ready for Florida, because they're going to come in after what happened this past weekend, and they are going to play their absolute best football. But I told our guys that. They know that. So we'll get back to work on this on Monday.
So Brian Kelly on Monday meets with the media. He takes the podium, and in his opening statement, he had a very decidedly different tone.
We dominated them statistically within that game. Our defense, up until, late in the game where we made some substitutions, was poised for a shutout. Anytime you can get that, you're really pleased. I think from an offensive standpoint, some individual performances. Barry Brown was outstanding. It was good to see Harlan Berry get involved and do some really good things. Xavion, multi-dimensional, running the football. 9 of 16, I think, on third down efficiency. So, a lot of really good things.
He specifically said, he wishes that he didn't have to do a post-game press conference. He wishes he could just wait until Monday when the emotion calms down. And part of me understands that and certainly respects that. It's why you have a cooling off period in professional sports. We have 15 minutes after the game before they go to the press conference, because you do want to allow some of that emotion to cool before you face cameras and reporters and media and things like that. But I also think it does serve a purpose where you have to have what the reaction is to the game after the game for media who's writing stories or telling stories via video or print or radio, whatever it may be. But yes, it's also true that when you go back and you watch the game and you watch the film and you evaluate things, you're going to see it differently than you are while you're in the moment. But I don't know that as you evaluate the film, the things that were problematic on Saturday are any less problematic today. And the thing we're going to talk about the most throughout this week is what's going to happen with this offensive line, specifically with Braelin Moore. Now, if you missed it, here's the update from Brian Kelly on Monday about Braelin Moore, as we all know, left the game after just one play.
MRIs, were positive. We didn't get the true sense that we have a high ankle sprain with Braelin. There was nothing that gave us that sense that when we looked at the MRI that, hey, this is a tightrope procedure and he's going to be out for, 4 weeks. He's going to be day to day. We'll get him out there tomorrow. We'll see how he feels. He felt better today. So I think we're going to list him as questionable, and that could change to probable as we go through the week. We'll see how he progresses.
Now, I know we, and just for the record, we reported this at LouisianaSports.net. Say it again on Sunday. I'll say it again. Multiple sources that Hunt and I spoke with after the game and on Sunday confirmed the high ankle sprain for Braelin Moore and that they would not expect him to play this week. We also reported Trey'Dez was not season-ending, that it was a sprain. MRI confirmed that on Sunday, which is great news, and that he's sort of week to week. But both guys were likely to miss the game this week. Now, if they accelerate their recovery and able to get out there, fantastic. I look at it, though, and say, man, if Braelin Moore is so critical to what you're doing, he is your best offensive lineman at your most important position at center. I mean, the guy who's touching the ball every play, who's the battery with the quarterback, who's making all the protections, identifying the Mike linebacker, all that sort of stuff. He's just a critical component to what you do. Like, can you beat Florida without him? With DJ Chester having started 13 games a year ago and playing all but one snap of this past week at center. If the answer is yes, then you get Braelin Moore a week this week. You don't have to play him against Southeastern. And effectively from the moment the injury happened against Louisiana Tech until the Ole Miss game, it's 3 weeks. He's got 3 full weeks to try to get healed and treatment and get as healthy as he can be to then go play against Ole Miss. And then you have an open date before you play South Carolina. So you can see how that might make a little more sense to play it out that way. But maybe they're able to accelerate healing. But one of the things that I think is important to note, and one of the reasons I like to bring up things like Pro Football Focus grades, is Pro Football Focus oftentimes can either confirm or disconfirm things that we see. And I always say it, that PFF is a metric. It's not the metric. It is just something to consider among many things. And sometimes it confirms what we see, and sometimes it disconfirms what we see. And I just find it interesting that with DJ Chester specifically, and this is a truth, be it PFF, eye test, whatever, he was the weak link on your offensive line a year ago. Now, you had 4 guys around him that were all NFL draft picks. That's not a great surprise. But DJ Chester did struggle a year ago. Even if you just look at his season-long Pro Football Focus grade. For example, DJ Chester's season-long Pro Football Focus grade on offense was a 49.5. Remember, we talk about this often. Like, if you're, 90s is almost unheard of. Anything in the 80s is elite. In the 70s, you're talking about a really good starting player. 60s is serviceable. In the 50s, you got a problem. Chester's season-long grade last year overall was a 49.5. His run blocking grade was a 50. His pass blocking grade was a 64. So, objectively, it was not great. He was the weak link on your offensive line. So much so that you went and got Braelin Moore. You had a guy that started 13 games, and instead of going to a year 2 with DJ Chester, you said, no, we're going to go get Braelin Moore out of the portal because we're going to get better at center there, move Chester to a more natural position. But you also have a guy that has 13 starts under his belt. And now, he didn't start the game, but he played the entire game. So he's played 14 games at that position. What a luxury to not have to have someone go figure it out for the first time, like what happened last year with Paul Mabenga when Garrett Dellinger got hurt. And remember what I told you. Chester's season-long grade a year ago at PFF was a 49. On Saturday, his grade was a 63.2. His pass blocking grade was an 82.5. His run blocking grade was a 60.5, which, by the way, was the best among your offensive linemen on Saturday. I'm not here to tell you that it's super elite and all's well and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sitting here trying to pump sunshine. What I'm telling you is, yes, it is a downgrade from Braelin Moore, who I think is your best offensive lineman. But what a luxury to have a guy who started 13 games, really now 14, for you at that position, who's been on the road in Gainesville, who's been on the road in College Station, who's been on the road in Fayetteville, who's played Alabama, who started in the bowl game, who's played all these games. Start his first game in Vegas against USC. He's got all this experience. Again, I'm not telling you this is the best thing ever. It's objectively not. You're much better with Braelin Moore, period. Full stop. But not many teams have the luxury of having a backup center that's effectively started 14 games at that position and gone through what DJ Chester has. So, all things considered, man, I am encouraged by DJ Chester's progress from a year ago to now, and it is encouraging that you have someone with that much experience who is improving and you're not going to someone who is green that you're throwing right into that spot in a critical game this week with Florida coming in. By the way, a Florida defense that eviscerated your offensive line a year ago. They had 7 sacks and 11 TFLs. You want to know where this game on Saturday is going to be won? It's right there. Because if LSU, as I don't think Florida's offense is going to do much of anything against LSU. So if LSU's offensive line can keep Garrett Nussmeier upright, which they couldn't do last year, then I think LSU is going to win this game and win it comfortably. But if Braelin Moore is not available, DJ Chester is going to have to play just as good, if not better, than he did this week against Louisiana Tech. And what a luxury to have a guy that's basically started 14 games for you to be able to go in there and try to hold it down until Braelin Moore can come back. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Of course, locations in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and online at LMFJ.com. They sell only the finest natural diamonds from the finest diamond mines in the world. Mr. Scott goes on diamond buying trips all throughout the year to the finest diamond mines in the world to bring the best product back here to Louisiana. And because they're buying for 10 stores, they have the buying power to be able to give you great selection and great prices. It's that, the big box stores can be very impersonal, very cookie cutter. The boutiques, maybe the selection isn't great and the prices are too high. Lee Michaels is perfect. It's that just right in between where you get the great selection and the great price. And, of course, the Lee Michaels experience. Thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it's After Further Review. Jeff Duncan will be here when we come back, talk a little Saints. And Muse Paulie and I got to get to our college football takeaways. Otter will be here for Otter Locks. He'll give us a pick on Monday Night Football. So a ton to do as we roll along in Hour 3 of AFR, presented by Relief Windows.
AFR.
Thinking of building a pool? Great time to call Duplessis Builders. And you might say, well, Matt, it's September the 8th. By the time the pool's built, swim season's over. True. That's true. However, if you start that process now, you can have your pool, outdoor kitchen, outdoor space done before the holidays. So when you have people over, family over, friends over, you don't have a construction zone in your backyard. DuplessisBuilders.net is the website. DuplessisBuilders.net. DuplessisBuilders.net. Start there. Let's make it happen. Derek Duplessis and his team, they do awesome work. They can help you plan your backyard paradise, your pool, your outdoor kitchen. They even do putting greens. If that's something that you're interested in doing in your outdoor space, go through that process. They'll hold your hand throughout the whole pool building process from the design all the way through the completion. A top 50 pool builder in America from Pool and Spa Magazine. It's DuplessisBuilders.net.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to pipe fabrication, time is money. And at River Parish Contractors, we make every second count. Our 36,000 square foot shop is ready to take on your projects right now. With experienced welders, precise fittings, and fast turnarounds you can trust. Whether it's a single custom spool or a full-scale run, we have the capacity and the skill to keep your job on schedule. Call us or visit rpcontractors.com for your quote. That's rpcontractors.com.
Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is taking $22,500 off MSRP on the brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Laramie with $22,500 off MSRP with a complimentary 7-year powertrain warranty that comes with all new Bayou Automotive vehicles. If you need sales or service, the crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Baton Rouge's home for real rock. It's Eagle 98.1. Foo Fighters. Led Zeppelin. AC/DC. Pearl Jam. And the flagship home for LSU sports. Take us anywhere with the Eagle 98.1 app. Eagle 98.1 is the rock station.
At Louisville Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At LUVA, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
MRIs.
Yeah, I thought Spence did some good stuff. He put us in position there. Obviously there's highs and lows as you go through a game, but I love the way he approached it, the mindset he played with, and he gave us a chance.
Kellen Moore, after Saints drop his debut as the New Orleans Saints head coach, 20-13 to Arizona. Jeff Duncan's good enough to join us. NOLA.com, the Times-Picayune. You get him on X at @JeffDuncan_. Thanks for the time, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. How you doing, buddy?
Doing really well. Okay, Spencer Rattler's not his debut. It's his 7th start. Still yet to win a game, but his debut as the full-time starter. What did you think?
Yeah, I came away probably a little more encouraged than discouraged. I thought he showed a little more, I think, discipline and poise than I saw from him a year ago, and I think that's probably to be expected, considering he was playing with much better players around him, and he's had a year and off season under his belt. And I think we have to credit, Kellen Moore and the coaching staff with kind of, I think, driving that point home with him, that he doesn't have to play hero ball. I think that's when Rattler gets in trouble. But at some point, Matt, we all know he's going to have to try and make plays downfield. He's going to have to. That's the litmus test every quarterback in the NFL. You got to, at some point, make a play when you have to make it. And I thought yesterday he showed some of that potential in leading that drive at the end of the game and almost came up with a miraculous game-tying catch there at the end. So I thought we saw progress in him, but we got to see a lot more if this team's going to get over the hump.
So then let me ask you about the other debut, which was Kellen Moore. You've seen a lot of these head coaching debuts in your time covering the New Orleans Saints. What were you looking for with Kellen Moore on Sunday? How did it maybe match or not live up to what you thought?
Well, I thought he had a very creative game plan and played to the strengths of this offense as well as he could. I kept them in the game. I mean, let's face it, Matt, this is, by most analyst standards, the least talented roster in the NFL. I think it's definitely in the bottom 5. It's certainly one of the worst I've seen the Saints roll out in the last 10, 15 years. So they're going to be outmanned most games. They're going to have a very clean game plan. Their margin for error is very thin, and I think he tried to reduce as much of those variables as he could, reduce the risk, try to stay in the game in the fourth quarter, hopefully you make a play. They kind of played that well. I mean, the blocked field goal kept them in it, but that's only going to go so far. Now the league, that element of surprise that they had week 1 is going to be reduced next week, and it's going to keep getting reduced. And you're going to have to evolve. And I think we're going to learn a lot about Kellen Moore and the staff as the season goes on. We saw last year Clint Kubiak start like a house on fire in the first 2 weeks. The league got tape on him. I know they had some injuries, but I think a lot of it had to do with the league understanding what the Saints were doing. And Kubiak didn't really evolve much. And I think we're going to find out a lot about Kellen Moore in that regard as well as the season goes on as a play caller.
Jeff, I also kind of found it interesting listening to a lot of the players post-game who were kind of encouraged by maybe how close they lost. I'm treading carefully with the way to say it, but what was your feeling post-game locker room, the just being around the vibe of the team?
Yeah, no, you're right. They definitely like Kellen Moore. I think they like that he's his staff is young, almost a millennial head coach, Matt. I mean, they practice late in the day because Kellen Moore doesn't get up early. He's like a typical millennial. They've had very light practices. I mean, I've never seen a training camp as light as this one in my entire 26 years covering the NFL. And ask any former player, Deuce McAllister, Bobby Aber, anybody that's there, it's night and day compared to even what Dennis Allen ran. So, of course, the player's going to like that, right? I mean, we would all like that. But at some point, there's a toughness element that has to be instilled. And I'm in the back of my mind, I'm waiting to see if that crops up this year because of how light things have been. And one thing I glossed over a little bit, and I probably shouldn't have, was, look, they can't commit 16 penalties, 13 called, 3 declined, a lot of them procedural, trying to do a little too much with the tempo, maybe a little too soon. That's a rookie head coaching mistake, and they paid the price for that.
This is completely speculative. Jeff Duncan's our guest, so admittedly, completely speculative. But being around this team through camp and the players liking the coach and all this stuff, if this, let's say hypothetically, Jeff, they lose to San Francisco, they're a touchdown underdog, and then they have back-to-back road games where they're going to be a decided underdog. Let's say they start 0-4. How do you think, or do you think, that mood or vibe changes?
Yeah, look, I mean, winning cures everything. Ultimately, these are professional athletes, and they want to win. They want to be successful. It means money into their pocketbook. It means a part of their legacy. You've got to prove it on the field. And, every coach is different. And this is the way the NFL is going, frankly. The Sean Paytons of the world are really anomalies in this day and age. There's not very many of those old guard guys. It's mainly the Matt LaFleurs, Mike McDaniels, these younger head coaches are taking over the league. So I think Kellen Moore fits into that, but I'm interested to see how the team responds if this thing goes south mid-season, because at some point you've got to have success to get buy-in and credibility. And I think that's what, Matt, he's tried to do with this offseason because the team has been losing. There's been a lot of kind of bad vibes in the locker room. I think he's tried to win over the veterans, and he's got that right now. Now I think they have to see some results.
Give me a reason, Jeff, based on one game, small sample size, but what you saw on Sunday to be optimistic moving forward.
Well, I thought both lines played better than we thought. I mean, I know there were some issues with penalties on the offensive line, but we saw some pass protection, strengths, I thought. They ran the ball for 4.9 yards a carry offensively. And defensively, I think they ended up with 5 sacks on a very mobile quarterback without their best pass rusher in Chase Young, who's probably going to be back this week. So there's signs of encouragement. The way I've framed this season, Matt, is there's really no middle class on this team. It's a top veteran-laden starting unit that I think can be competitive, just like they were yesterday with most teams in the NFL. But they cannot. There's no margin for error. They've got 10 rookies on the team, so the experience and talent drops off pretty quickly once you get past the starting units. So if they can stay healthy, and I know they've already suffered some more injuries, but if they can stay healthy, I think they can be competitive and maybe start winning some of these close games. They're now 5-13 the last 2+ years in one-score games. I mean, you got to turn those around at some point, or you become a loser's mentality, and I think that's starting to infect this team.
You think the loser's mentality is
yes.
I
think you find ways to lose when winning's a habit and losing's a habit. And I compare a lot of times. This may be a bad analogy, but it's an old horse racing analogy. When you have a class horse, a Kentucky Derby level horse, and they're running in a race against a low-level claimer, they're going to run lots of times just hard enough to stay ahead and win. At the wire, they may win by a length, and it looks like it's a close race, but anybody will tell you in horse racing that other horse was never going by the Kentucky Derby horse, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happens in the Saints a lot. They lose these games, and you look at the final score, and you're like, oh, they lost by 7 or 8. They were right there. We saw that last year, but the entire game, they're behind. they're not in control of the game. Yesterday, Arizona was in control of that game. Sean Payton talks about that a lot. You get control of the game, and then you manage it. And they managed that last 2 minutes to where the Saints didn't have any time to really score. They had a few chances, but it was difficult. That's what's happened a lot to these teams, and I think they're further away than some of these scores indicate.
What did you think of the uniforms?
Oh, God. Were they awful or what? It's the worst I've ever seen. Who's thinking that? And I think they've lost now all 5 games of those ugly black helmets.
They've never won a game in the black helmets. But Jeff, like, the thing that is stunning to me are the people that are defending these uniforms. My wife, who does not care a lick about sports, she loves the Chiefs because of Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Like yesterday during the Saints game, she was literally hot gluing rhinestones onto red boots. She was gluing like an 87 onto some red boots. Like but didn't, you know what I mean? Like she didn't give a rip. She's like, why are the Saints wearing beige? That was her question. I'm like, they're wearing softball pants, beige jerseys, and ugly black helmets. I don't know what they're doing.
I just had a conversation, Matt, a little while ago with a Saints source, and he was talking about how awful they were too. A guy in the building, and we were talking about the old school Saints jerseys back in the early days when they had these beautiful kind of coppery gold, real gold colored helmets and numerals and jersey pants. I don't understand why the NFL, because this is all an NFL level decision. It's beyond the Saints. I don't understand why the NFL can't get that right, get that gold color back. I'm sure it has to do with optics and television and merchandise sales and all about money, but it's awful. That beige is the worst. And I am pleased to announce that they will not have those beige end zones next week for the 49ers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's progress.
Not going to have those, thank God.
I mean,
that beige color in the end zone, awful.
Jeff, the old gold, like they have that in the Color Rush uniforms. Like,
right.
You can do
exactly,
it.
That color.
That color. Like,
yes,
match it to the helmet. I've been screaming about this. It's not hard. Match it to the helmet. What are you doing? Anyway. All right, last thing. You mentioned the injuries, and the one today is Julian Blackmon, who it looks like they've lost for the season. Any idea what they do at safety?
I think they'll try and get a veteran in there. I don't think they want to trust this Sanker back there. Now, this was the position, Matt, that going into camp they were worried about when they still thought Tyrann Mathieu was going to be playing. They were worried about it before that. So I can imagine there's alarms going off on Airline Drive right now because Blackmon has been a pleasant surprise. But I have to say, there's people in the league that were like, I don't know if he'll hold up the whole year. When the Saints signed him, they were worried about his shoulder, and look what happened. So this is kind of where they're at, Matt. I keep going back to this. Reminds me so much of pre-Breeze Peyton era, where you're taking chances on guys. You can't get Keenan Allen to come in. He doesn't want to come play with the uncertain quarterback situation, a transition rebuilding team. You can't get Noah Fant to come here. You try and overpay him. You can't get him. You have to go out and make a trade for Devon Bailey. You have to overpay for that. This is where they're at. I mean, they were the opposite of this when Breeze and Peyton were here. They were getting guys for less than market rate because they all wanted to come here. It's kind of a depressing time, I think, if you're a Saints fan.
He's on Twitter, X, at Jeff Duncan _ You can read him at NOLA.com /Picayune. Always appreciate a few minutes, man. Thank you.
All right, Matt. Great talking to you, buddy. Take care.
You as well. Thanks, Jeff Duncan. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Williamson Eye Center. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. That's WilliamsonEye.com. Give Dr. Blake Williamson a shout. Telling you, you will not regret the decision. And they're full-service optical shop. So eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. We say it all the time. Eye care, eyewear, eye surgery. You want to have your annual eye exam? Because you should always have your annual eye exam. They can do that at the Williamson Eye Center. If you wear contacts or glasses, they can fill your prescription at their optical shop. But if you want to ditch the contacts and glasses forever, Dr. Blake Williamson is just the best. It's so fascinating. Go look at the Williamson Eye Center Instagram. You'll see Dr. Blake teaching at different conferences all over the world because he's on the forefront of ophthalmology and brings so many of those practices to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which is why people come from all over to have their refractive procedures here at the Williamson Eye Center. Like, what a luxury, what a gift, what a resource for our community here. WilliamsonEye.com, or call 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. Thanks to Jeff Duncan. We appreciate a couple of minutes from him. Peter Burns of the SEC Network was here last hour, recapping the week that was in the SEC. Something that we're going to bring back here every Monday during football season. Muse, Paulie, and I will do our college football takeaways. So when we come back, we'll do that. 3 things, 3 observations from each of us on the college football weekend. We'll do that. And Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. Otter Locks are posted right now at LouisianaSports.net if you want them. It's a play on tonight's Monday Night Football game with the Bears and the Vikings wrapping up week 1 in the NFL. You can get Otter Locks right now. By the way, he's got MLB picks as well at the website. If you want them now, get them. But Jimmy will be here in about 15 minutes. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Businesses like yours are the soul of our community. You deserve someone who'll deliver the internet services you deserve. That's why local businesses rely on Rev Business, 90 years of building connections. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Rolling along here. There's a piece up at LouisianaSports.net. Chris Marler, who's our SEC writer, does a column every Monday, something within the SEC. And this, he wrote about the Mississippi State win. I have this up because we're about to do college football takeaways, and I did want to mention Mississippi State's win against Arizona State. I just spoiled one of them. But in any way, I would encourage you to go read it. The tone of the column was basically how we'll go read it. It's why the win for Mississippi State was good for everyone that's a college football fan, and I'll let you read it. But what was interesting is down along the piece, he writes, he's talking about Mississippi State fans say they don't care about your opinion of the football team. They don't show up to Davis Wade or Duty Noble with brown paper bags, embarrassed to cheer for their alma mater. They certainly don't care that last year's team went 2-10. And then parenthetically, it says, editor's note, Mississippi State fans, in fact, cared very much. Well, the editor, of course, who edited this piece was Rivers Huey, who's the Mississippi State alum. So she interjected an editor's note from a Mississippi State perspective, which I thought was fantastic. Anyway, it's really well done if you want to go read it. And again, as always, everything's always free over at LouisianaSports.net. And just a couple of other quick tidbits. Remember, if you do listen to us on the 104.5 ESPN app, if you turn on notifications, that's how you get our push notifications when we have news. So, for example, today or Sunday, when we got the news about our report about Trey'Dez Green and Braelin Moore, send a push notification. If you have notifications on the app, you would have gotten that. The other ways, you could always subscribe on my text line where we share a lot of that news as well, which is the number I give out all the time, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. It's free. It's just like send a text that says hi, Matt, whatever, and you'll get the first one you get back is automated. Everything after that is actually me, my fat fingers and thumbs, typing in and texting you from my phone via an app called Community. So just a couple of tidbits, but as always, LouisianaSports.net, bookmark it. We're so grateful for the support. I'll tell you, we have done from January to now a 5X of what we were doing from January to now as far as our daily averages, which is incredible. Now, LSU baseball winning a national championship, and then football having a great start to the season, the Saints having a coaching search, all that helps tremendously. But we're very grateful to everybody who's helped us grow LouisianaSports.net so rapidly, and now just more than a year. We launched on August 17th of last year, and so just in a little over a year, almost a year and a month, the growth has been amazing. So thank you sincerely to everybody who reads, who's given us feedback, who's given us a chance to be part of your rotation of different sites that you visit and read every day, so we appreciate it. All right, college football takeaways. Hit it, Muse.
Another week in the books. What did we learn about the landscape of college football?
Right. They're Mussolini, Matthew Gerard Musso.
Nope.
Matthew Gwyneth Muse.
Nope.
Matthew Geronimo Musso.
I did either.
Matthew.
All right.
Matthew Othello Musso.
No. All right.
Nailed it.
It's
you could
time.
tell by how quick you were with the response that time. Nailed it.
It's time we all start paying attention to Illinois, and here's why.
I paid attention to them. I bet them this weekend.
First of all, they're really good. I did too.
Cashed that ticket.
Veteran quarterback, all those things. They go on the road to Duke. I get it. It's Duke. Not a hostile place to play, but Manny Diaz has that program trending in the right direction.
Close for a half.
Yeah, close for a half. Honestly, Illinois shouldn't have been winning at half. They were, but then they dominated 31-6. But here's where I need to pay attention to them. They're that team in the Big Ten that not enough people are talking about. In 2 weeks, they go to Indiana. They pull that one off. They play one more ranked team on their schedule. It's Ohio State. They get that at home in October. This is a team that could very well go 11-1 and find themselves in the college football playoff, much like Indiana did a year ago. Brett Bielema's got himself a squad. I'm going to pay attention a little bit up there in Champaign.
The squad that's going to get the crap kicked out of them in the playoff when they go 11-1.
Absolutely.
But you're not wrong.
But,
I mean, they,
like
avoid
they
avoid Penn State, Ohio, Oregon.
Is Florida State back?
No.
So granted, this game was against East Texas A&M, who I didn't even know existed until Saturday. Tommy Castellanos passed for 237 yards, 3 touchdowns. They routed East Texas A&M 77-3. FSU scored on 10 straight drives to open the game, the most points in the Mike Norvell era. The Seminoles' 6 passing touchdowns were the most in the game since 2011.
Hat tip Mississippi State. a dramatic win. I mean, if you were not watching the game, and admittedly, I had State with points, so I was happy to cash the ticket. I did have Arizona State winning the game, but the 58-yard touchdown pass with 30 seconds to play in the game to win 24-20 was just a remarkable way to win the game. And you look at Arizona State, which was ranked 12th in the country. This was a pretty evenly matched game. Total yardage was 345 to 333, with State having a slight edge thanks to the 58-yard touchdown at the end. But they did it in opposite ways. Arizona State only ran for 82 yards. Arizona State only threw for 82 yards. Mississippi State only ran for 66 yards. They did it in opposite ways. But this wasn't the end of the game was incredible. But State's comeback was awesome. They led big at half. They blew the lead and then came back and ultimately won it. So hat tip to State for getting a top 15 win on their home field, doing it in dramatic fashion. I don't think State is all of a sudden going to be a great team or even a bowl team this year. But you can sort of see the progress Jeff Lebby is making when he had to take this thing down to the studs from what was there after Mike Leach's passing. So a very, very nice day in Starkville for the Bulldogs.
Maybe, just maybe, Dabo Swinney should not have told the media last week to tell everyone that Clemson sucks. Maybe that wasn't a good idea. You can't take that approach and then fall behind 16-3 at the half to Troy and play really bad in doing so. Like, there's one thing to have a letdown and be sluggish. You were down 16-0 at one point in that game and you're turning it over for just all day. I'm not ready to push the panic button totally on Clemson, but the game this weekend with Georgia Tech, that's going to be one to watch keenly. That's going to tell us a lot.
Arch Manning is going to be just fine. He passed for 4 touchdowns and ran for another as Texas rebounded from their season-opening loss. They defeated San Jose State 38-7. Arch threw for 295 yards, 1 interception in the second game as a starter. Scrambled for a 20-yard run. He also had deep completions for 36, 33, and 22 yards down the field. So, yeah, Arch will be just fine.
All right, let's go quickly, guys. Get used to South Florida in the playoff discussion. They've already got 2 ranked wins. They beat ranked Boise, which is not actually very good, and now they beat 13th ranked Florida. They play Miami this week on the road. They'll probably lose, but after that, no more ranked teams. If they run the table, they will very likely be the highest ranked G6 conference champion, which means they would be in the playoffs. South Florida, Tulane would really be those teams vying for it, but South Florida, after that win, probably gave themselves the credence they needed to be at the top of that conversation.
We've touched on it a little bit throughout the show, but Oklahoma's vastly improved. I mean, they are. John Mateer was awesome against a good Michigan defense. Brent Venables' defense looks as good as ever. The problem is it might not matter because that schedule is still a bear. We'll see.
Is Mike Gundy in trouble? Oregon smoked Oklahoma State 69-3. That's the most lopsided loss for Oklahoma State since 1907. That was the same year Oklahoma gained its statehood. So yeah, Mike Gundy could be in trouble in Oregon State.
Not could be.
Or Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State. He's going to be fired, and so too is Billy Napier. He's got a $51.8 million, or he signed a $51.8 million buyout. He has $22.8 million due over the next 3 seasons. So it's going to be pricey. But when you look at what's ahead for Florida, he's not going to survive this with LSU, Miami, Texas, Texas A&M, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida State all ahead. There's just no way this team gets to 8 wins, and anything less than that feels like that's going to be it for Sunbelt Billy. So Florida will probably be looking for a coach here shortly. Okay, that's our college football takeaways. We're brought to you by Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. If you want to buy tires, let me rephrase that. Nobody wants to buy tires. If you need to buy tires, you want to get the best tires at the cheapest price. That's a fact. That's Shawbills. They're going to sell you name brand tires at wholesale prices. Go to the website. Hit the promotions tab at the top of the page. It'll tell you all the great deals they have. Or maybe you need something done on your vehicle. Maybe it's time for an oil change. Shawbills. Maybe you need your tires rotated. Shawbills. Maybe the brakes are squeaking. Shawbills. Maybe you're about to load up the car to go to Oxford in a couple of weeks, or you're making any of the road trips this year for LSU football. Make sure you bring your vehicle to Shawbills to get it checked first. Shawbills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Shawbills. We keep you rolling. Okay, when I got our final break of the show, when we come back, Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. I can tell you Jimmy has a pick on this game. It was one of the picks he gave out on Jimmy Ott's Football Sunday yesterday. That and MLB pick. We'll get to that to wrap up with Auto Locks next. AFR.
AFR.
Watermark and Renaissance. Two amazing hotel properties, Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark voted by you the best hotel in the Best of 225 awards, the best hotel in Baton Rouge, Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. And next month, celebrating its centennial. The building itself, not the hotel, the building, the original Louisiana National Bank building in downtown Baton Rouge on 3rd Street. They have maintained so much, as I've told you, of the historical significance of that building. From a lot of the marble staircase, a lot of the artwork there in the building is original. But they've added modern amenities. So it's this beautiful blend marrying Baton Rouge's historic past and its present. So highly recommend, if you've never been to Watermark Baton Rouge, plan a staycation. Maybe for an LSU football game, you stay downtown at Watermark Baton Rouge. Easy access to LSU's campus right down Nicholson. Or maybe it's just a cocktail after work. It's Watermark Baton Rouge.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and First American Bank and Trust bring you the Heart of the Game Award, recognizing student athletes who deliver when it counts. Nominate your game day standout at 1045ESPN.com by the 21st. We'll choose 5 male and 5 female finalists, and then it's up to the fans to vote for the winners. Each winner gets a $250 gift card, a custom award, and the spotlight they've earned. Presented by First American Bank and Trust, a banking tradition since 1910.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Parish Construction and Roofing. This is Coach Kim Mulkey. Go to parishbuilt.com for all of your roofing needs. From your hometown, parishbuilt.com.
Hi, this is Beth Tarina. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized. It'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one: you. Ochsner.
After further review, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, doors, siding, and oh, we do shutters too.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Monday edition of AFR, presented by Relief Windows. Windows, door, siding. They do shutters as well. As always, we appreciate Brandon Holly and the gang over at Relief Windows. Do beautiful work. Storm season's here. There's energy. There's storm impact resistant windows from Relief Windows. ReliefWindows.com. All right, let's find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Auto Locks.
Auto Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Well, after a disgustingly bad beat on Sunday Night Football, let's finish week one off on a high note. Otter, how are you?
Thank God for in-game betting, huh? I mean, to hedge off some of that loss last night. So,
oh, my God.
You know, bad beat. There's never been a bad beat that you couldn't have hedged out of. And I didn't get at the high point, but once you see it coming, and, well, you could kind of see it if you stayed up late last night. That was brutal. And, I mean, I'm sorry. Come on, man. 4th and 2. You think it's an offensive game, 41-40? I mean, let's lose it with our offense on the field at 4th and 2. With,
you got Lamar Jackson. Go get 2 yards. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. So, I mean, major game flow, the strength of your team. I mean, the whole bit. So, no, we're going to give it to the reigning MVP. See if he can get him in field goal range.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay. All right. So, anyway, we're down 1-0 in the game we put down earlier. Kansas City and Cleveland, both teams kind of on the outside looking in, but close in contention for the American League wild card spot. We took the better team, the hotter team right now, the better pitching matchup. We're down 1-0 right now, but don't panic. I would still bet it if you didn't get down on it earlier.
It's up plus $1.57 right now.
There you go. All right, got a money line parlay in Major League Baseball. 2 teams that also, one is in as a wild card right now, one is chasing. San Francisco and Seattle. Seattle finished kind of a shaky road swing, pretty damn good. Won Saturday and blew out the Braves yesterday. Now they're back home, so we're going with Seattle with their most consistent pitcher, Brian Wu, this year. And then San Francisco at home, Webb. Arizona's still in the hunt, too, but they, even after being a stellar before the trade deadline, but Arizona is pitching down the line here. So that one is plus anywhere from $1.15 to $1.20 on a money line parlay. Monday Night Football tonight, tough, man, for a rookie quarterback making his first start. He's a rookie, McCarthy. The Bears are improved. We love the Bears under because their schedule is so tough, and we saw how improved Green Bay is yesterday. But, man, this is a spot for Chicago here. Plus the 1.5 at home against Minnesota. It was one of my 5 picks yesterday on the show. So, and I'm staying with it.
There's a no sweat bet as well at DraftKings. As Otter always says, you got boosts and those opportunities. Take advantage of them. Take them all if they're going to give them to you. Take them all! Where are you tomorrow?
We are at Mike Anderson's Burnside Salad.
Go get you,
baby.
Go get you. All right, Otter, we appreciate it. Good luck tonight.
Good luck.
All right, man, we appreciate it. That's Jimmy Ott. It's after further review. Thanks to Jimmy Ott. Thanks to Jeff Duncan, Peter Burns, Muse Pauly. Appreciate it. Y'all have a great night. See you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
As we get on down the road, remind you about South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Was texting earlier today with my buddy, Mr. Kerry Manuel, who's the certified pre-owned manager over at South Point Volkswagen. So I always tell him, man, you get good trade-ins, you get good value, you get something you want me to mention, man, let me know. And he texted me this morning. He said there's a large selection of certified pre-owned Volkswagens in stock. So it comes with the remainder of the Volkswagen's factory warranty plus an additional 2-year, 24,000-mile certified VW factory warranty honored at any Volkswagen dealer in North America. So buying Volkswagen's incredible. Buying a certified pre-owned Volkswagen at South Point Volkswagen, even more reason to do so. They got a great selection right now, so check them out online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. For South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction?
At Luba Workers' Comp, our journey began over 30 years ago with a simple belief. Our clients come first.
At Luba, our business has always been focused on people, not policies.
Through every success and challenge, we've continued to grow because we've stayed true to our values, committed to providing you with genuine dependability.
Because your well-being is more than a priority. It's our purpose.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
At Sunshine, we know what you see when you look at your land. Where others may see dirt, you see the foundation you've built your life on. This, it's hallowed ground. It's past, present, and future. We're proud to provide quality John Deere equipment to help you maintain the land you love. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
River Parish Contractors has immediate openings for structural steel shop fabricators. Call or text Big Jake today at 318-547-1000 or go to rpcontractors.com and click on employment. River Parish Contractors. Let's get building.
Tiger Country is 100.7 The Tiger. In the car on 100.7 FM or on the 100.7 The Tiger app. 90s country and beyond. 100.7 The Tiger.